stage, photograph, and present your home so its qualified buyers remember. And Google. You can just Google Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team. And start packing.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
96.5 The Fan is your exclusive home for Chiefs football, with pregame starting 3 hours before kickoff with Josh Briscoe. Then it's the call of the game with Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, and Josh Klingler.
Caught! Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
Followed by postgame coverage featuring exclusive one-on-one interviews with Andy Reid and Chiefs players inside the locker room. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, this is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All right, Monday morning on 96.5 The Fan. Chiefs lose to Buffalo, 28-21. Have a good day, Kansas City. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. It's over.
Yeah. should be a fun day for a lot of people. 2 homers and another homer here on 96.5 The Fan. That's Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Ligens here for you all day to discuss this. Dayton Hughes a little bit later on today. Josh Klingler as well, or not Derek Johnson. And Josh Klingler, Kling, of course, on the sideline. Got to see a lot of things. Can't wait to pick his mind about 8:30. Derek Johnson about 7:20. And, so we get to talk about this game all week. Get a bye week as well. Try to reload and get everybody back and ready to go. But, that was a game last night. A loss. A lot to dive into in this loss, and I don't know where you guys want to start, but I can tell you right now where I will start is the margin for error just got very, very slim.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that, man. Like, you're done. Like, you are done making those mistakes. In the final 8 games of the season, that room for error is gone. It is vapor. It is dissipated. It is history. It is vapor in the air. You don't have any more room to kind of screw around, right? You did your screwing around in the first half of the season. The bye settles in, and now you hit those final 8 games, and they've created created this for themselves, and so now they've got to go out there and basically get into that kind of, win now mode if you're going to carry this thing into the postseason, because they put themselves up against it, last night by losing that game to Buffalo and then seeing the Jags win in overtime against the Raiders as the Raiders went for 2 to try to win it. And what a terrible attempt at 2 points for the Las Vegas Raiders last night to try to win that game. I don't blame them. You go for the win in that situation, but the Chiefs have now kind of put themselves behind that, that 8 ball, so to speak, and they're the 8th team right now in the AFC. And so they've got to bye to kind of let things settle down a little bit. Mahomes kind of mentioned that. We've got to bye. We'll figure things out, and then we'll get back for this final 8 games. But I'm with you right now, Dusty. The room for error, the margin for error, gone. It is, as Denny would say, and gone. Margin of error for the Kansas City Chiefs. And so they've got to go out there now and basically play, perfect football for the final 8 games of the season to ensure that they get into the postseason. This is up against it as they've ever been under the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era.
Yeah, there's a lot to, obviously, we'll spend all day. We get 4 hours to do this on this game, and then tomorrow as well. I think there's a lot of people that have the same thought process of where it went wrong, how it went wrong. The game that you thought you were going to get wasn't. You didn't get out to a double-digit lead to where you could kind of pin your ears back and, take the ball away from Buffalo. James Cook, 100-plus rushing yards. They nailed it. Buffalo had the ball for almost 35 minutes in that game. They nailed it. Those 2 things happened, plus 0 pressure on Josh Allen. The same story, different week for a Kansas City Chiefs team. No defensive line presence, and you can't run the ball.
Yeah.
And when you can't do that and the other team can do that and control the game and have the ball for as long as they have the ball and they can run the ball the way they ran the ball, you're going to run into a disaster. That's why, 2 weeks ago when I was getting run amok and dragged in the streets of Kansas out here to say, hey, guys, it's okay to be humble. It's okay. You played the Raiders. You played Washington. You played a beat-up defense on Detroit. How'd they look yesterday against J.J. McCarthy? I'll wait. And then all of a sudden you play a team that's pretty good on the road. You got beat.
Yeah.
And, Dusty, let us have our fun. Let us do this. It's you don't understand what you're talking about. That Tampa Bay team got beat by the Detroit team. You played a good team. You lost. And I think 11-6 is okay. I think you can get into the playoffs with 11-6 because I don't know who the best team is in the AFC. I don't know if it's Indianapolis. I don't know if it's Buffalo. I don't know if it's Jacksonville. I don't know if it's the Chargers or the Broncos or the Chiefs or whoever may be that team. But I think 11-6 gets you in, which means you have 2 more losses on the docket. You've got the Raiders twice. You've got the Chargers again. And you've got the Broncos again. And you have Tennessee. Those are 5 games there. And then you have Houston, Dallas, Indianapolis. Those are your final 8 games. You have a pretty massive bye this week, which I think Kling will agree with that. This team needs a break. This team needs to get right. This team needs to get healthy. Trey Smith's back's an issue. Josh Simmons, that's your left tackle, man. You drafted him for a reason. He's not here. They say he should be back soon. We'll see. And, you had some in and outs of offensive linemen last night, and you saw the result of that. Not a lot of time to throw. Mahomes was pressured 52% of the time on offense, and the result was there. Couldn't throw the ball, couldn't find people. You lose the game 28-21. It is what it is. Now your back's against the wall, and you got to go do your thing, and that's play better football than the other teams around you, and you got a tough 3-game stretch coming up after the bye.
Well, you do, and I'm not going to look at that as a tough 3-game stretch because I don't really care about the opponent right now. They've got things they need to work on to get better at, and number one is figuring out the offensive line at this point in time, right? What's going to happen because they were abused yesterday, and you had essentially 2, 3 backups in there and a guy with a bad back yesterday. Like both of your tackles were replaced yesterday. Obviously, Trey Smith has had his back being, acted up a little bit yesterday. And at one point in time, you had Wanye Morris in there playing the right tackle position. And so
Kingsley went out.
And Kingsley went out as well. That's right. So you had different injuries that you had to deal with along the offensive line yesterday. Obviously, you go into the game without, I wanted to say Greg Popovich, but that's clearly not the right word. Without Pop,
he could probably get a little rust. He could probably get a defensive pass rush for you.
Maybe a little bit of one. But so you kind of went in, with your running game being a little bit of a question mark, but I thought Kareem ran the ball fairly early and was okay, and then they got away from that run game because they fell behind, and then it set Patrick Mahomes up to have to go out there and throw, and once they got into kind of that route, they pinned their ears back, and they came strong at the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, and he had his worst day ever, and so I just think right now it's a whole recalibration of what they have going on. How can they run the ball better? How can they get Brashard Smith involved earlier? And how do they continue to get Rashee Rice involved? Because they had him cooking in the first quarter. And then all of a sudden, he was gone. And I'm not going to give Buffalo credit and say the defense took him out of the game. There's got to be a different way to get him the football. He is a dynamic football player, obviously, when he has the ball. So they need to figure out a way to get him going, a little bit more, and then figure out a way to get that defensive line moving, man. And I think in the next 24 hours or so, 36 hours, however long it is to that trade deadline, I think it's going to be burning up the phone lines inside that Arrowhead facility to see what we can get on that defensive line, because right now that defensive line just isn't getting the job done. We'll talk more about Chris Jones as the morning rolls along. He's been disappeared this season. He's gone. I'll steal the Carrington line. He's done. I mean, we have now seen a man hit the 30-yard or 30-year mark and absolutely dissipate. Chris Jones is bringing nothing to the party, and he's got to do more. Your stars, again, need to be stars. We talk about it all the time. Why did they lose? Well, Patrick Mahomes had the worst passing performance of his career, and Chris Jones had two half tackles or something like that yesterday in the game. Your stars need to be stars. And Rashee Rice, after the first quarter, was not a star in that game yesterday. Credit, Buffalo for figuring out ways to get to Patrick Mahomes and make it difficult on him. But when your stars aren't stars, you're not going to win a lot of football games. You're not going to win a lot of baseball games. You're not going to win a lot of basketball games when your stars aren't stars. And yesterday, the quarterback wasn't great. The offensive line wasn't great. And the defensive line couldn't get any pressure on Josh Allen. And that's the biggest thing for this team, whether it's at the trade deadline and then obviously in the offseason. That defensive line needs to be remade. And they tried in the draft, obviously, and then you get a guy get hurt. You lose Norman Lott for the entire season. So, all the best laid plans, man, sometimes they take a left-hand turn, and you got to figure out a way to figure this thing out. And defensive line is a major issue right now for this ball club.
There was a defensive lineman for a free agency, wasn't it? Joey Bosa, he was a free agent?
Yep.
Yeah, he was good last night. He was real good yesterday. Yeah.
Last night, the Bills pressured Patrick Mahomes on 52.6% of his dropbacks. This comes from Next Gen Stats, plus 14.3% higher than their pressure rate in any of their other 9 matchups against the Chiefs since 2020. Mahomes completed just 3 of 16 passes for 61 yards and an interception when pressured. There you go. Anybody that plays quarterback, if you can pressure them for more than half of their dropbacks when it comes to it, you are going to cause problems. And Josh Allen did not have those problems. Patrick Mahomes had those problems. The result was 28-21.
Yeah, and the only way they're getting pressure is sending the blitz. I mean, we got Trent McDuffie with more sacks in the game yesterday than Chris Jones does. I mean, I know he's our guy, but you've got to play bigger, man. This is what happens. This is why it sucks when athletes hang on a little bit too long, because we sit here and we criticize them. Like, Chris Jones has been a stellar performer, unbelievable, Hall of Fame player for this organization. And this year, he's brought nothing to the party. He showed up late, and he's got like one solo cup for the party. Everybody's like, why bother at this point in time? Maybe a blue solo cup at this point. I don't think even he's bringing the red solo cup to the game.
Mac, what'd you see yesterday?
I mean, I watched Chris Jones specifically for the majority of that game, just individually. Like anytime he was on the field,
he wasn't even there.
Yeah, it was hard to find him. I mean, it was.
He's
sad.
95. That's the number he wears.
It was sad. It was sad. I mean, no penetration, getting pushed back. Kind of just when James Cook would run past him,
maybe he needs some lube for that penetration issue. Seriously, like guys used to lube their jerseys up and get through. Maybe he needs some Vaseline on his jersey.
I will say with the pressure for Mahomes, obviously a massive problem. He was under duress. The O-line was getting destroyed. There were a couple times, though, where it was like, is someone going to get open? Like, he had the ball for 3 or 4 seconds. I think more often than not, he was pressured quickly. But there were a couple times, too, where it's like, okay, the O-line did their job. Who's open? Let's go.
There's Travis, numerous times finding a way to get open. Like, at 35 years old, he still brought it yesterday. I mean,
36, I think.
I mean, he was there for Patrick at times yesterday, finding ways and getting open and doing some things and, whatnot. I thought he had a good game yesterday.
So I don't want to hear the Chris Jones 31. Like, Travis Kelce's out here 36.
Different guys age differently, though, man. And it's not the same across the board. Just accept, man, I know you're young, and this is where I'm going to get old on you here for a second. No, it's not, oh, Lord. It's reality, Mac. When 30 comes, players dissipate. It happens. It's happened for the length of time. You don't see it coming. My first experience with this was Rodney Hampton with the Giants. All of a sudden, where is he? Where is he? Where did he go? What happened to him? Well, he hit the age wall. And you know who that first person is in your life that you've rooted for. And it may be Chris Jones. Who's yours?
Me.
For you?
I turned 30. It was like Newfound Glory said, all downhill from here.
Well, it is. I mean, just think about it from a hangover standpoint, right? And how much harder it is when you get to be 30 and the hangovers start to kick in. And a Friday night, you go, man, Tuesday, holy cow, I'm still
those
feeling
routes
this
you run in
thing.
the parking lot, they ain't happening in 3 years,
Yeah,
buddy.
I mean, and so like,
my back, my arm, it's broken.
Yeah, exactly. You start to, you age, and it happens to everybody differently. But 30 is that magic age. That's why I don't sign anybody in the NFL once they get to that magical age of 30. It's just I'd rather move on from a guy than sit here and watch this and hope that somebody was going to do something, because we're going to sit here all year and go, oh, I think Chris Jones, and it's never going to happen. It just isn't. And so this may be your first guy that you grew up watching and loving and thinking he was all world, and then he hits that magical age of 30 and the play just goes south. It happens to guys all over the league. Anytime you have to say, what happened to that guy, flip over his baseball card and look at that date of birth and realize, oh, shoot, he's 30-some years old right now. That's why it's happened. That's why it's happening to Chris Jones. It's not happening to him because he's not a good football player anymore. Father Time has been undefeated forever and a day, and it really looks like Father Time has caught up with Chris Jones.
Joey Bosa, 30 years old. I think the point Bob is making is that 30 is the number for certain athletes. I think there's certain people that when they do hit 30, it's the downhill effect, where there's some that it doesn't affect them the same way.
Well, there's exceptions, obviously, to every
yeah.
rule. Yeah, but 30 is that magical number. GMs will tell you all over sports that 30-year mark is a magical number for most athletes in the NFL, in the NBA, in Major League Baseball. Whatever it is, man, they hit that mark. And think about all the last 10 years, the pounding that Chris Jones has been taking on that defensive line. Factor in college. It's just a human nature. It wears down. It's nothing that it's not a hot take. It's not something we need to look at. It's not his, he has the wrong hand down and he's out of position. He got old, and it happened right before our eyes. And it sucks watching our athletes get old.
Sweet. Maybe they won't double team anymore because they won't think they need to. And then he just absolutely goes,
Maybe.
That'd be great.
That'd be nice. We'll continue to dive into this because the haters are going to be everywhere today. Plus, there was a pretty exciting game on Saturday night that involved baseball that we can dive into as well, because if you thought you hated the Dodgers, I think there's a big team in Toronto, Canada that really hates the Dodgers. We'll dive into that, plus more Chiefs talk here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, guys, let's talk about ED today, right? ED is nothing more than a medical condition, and studies show that around 50% of men over age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. But what you may not know is that ED stems from a variety of causes, and these often call for differing treatment strategies, and that's what Heartland Men's Health does best. At Heartland Men's Health, they have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TNPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Plus, they have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Since we opened our doors in 1868, Busey has fostered deep customer relationships and vibrant communities, embodying a legacy of partnership and progress. With multiple lines of business, we provide a range of financial solutions tailored to your needs. From digital banking to planning for retirement, Busey is here to help you achieve your financial goals. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. On November 17th, sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses, plus an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day, with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM reward points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. Pre-registration is coming soon to Missouri on November 17th. BetMGM, make it legendary Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sports wagering account 1117. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full licensure.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and XD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric on the Missouri side. 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. Kansas side, 35 northbound. Trip from Olathe into downtown, about 20 minutes. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at anthonyphce.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Don't forget, Monday's football coverage is presented by Busey Bank, where they're focused on your success. At Busey Bank, they've been building businesses and growing wealth since 1868. Learn more at BuseyBank.com. Chiefs fall last night 28-21 against those Buffalo Bills. She a real big fat person? Yes, sir. She was real large. Silence of the Lambs, great movie. Colin Cowherd's favorite movie of all time. Kind of strange. That would be number one on his list. I don't know why I remember that, but that's what he says. So before we get back into what was last night's loss to Buffalo, Chiefs now 5-4 on the season, heading to the bye with a lot of questions, a lot of concerns in certain spots on the team, running game, offensive line, defensive line. Those are the three issues. Trade deadline tomorrow, Election Day. Get out there and vote, obviously, as well, but also keep your eyes peeled to every single insider that will let you know if the Chiefs do make moves. I assume they will. You kind of have to if you want to make a push for this playoffs, because I do believe to give it some sort of light side of the other side. The AFC is wide open. I think we know that. Indianapolis showed that who are they? They are exactly who you might think they are when they're challenged. There might be an issue. They've lost to the Rams. They've lost to the Steelers. Last I checked, both those teams are pretty good.
Yep.
Right?
How about the Steelers
teams?
yesterday? Big win for the Steelers yesterday over the Colts, right? That's a big one right there.
Welcome to TJ Watt, ladies and gentlemen. Drop back Daniel Jones, strip sack, fumble. Pittsburgh goes down, gets the ball, scores. But no, so.
And then they got that coach chewing the gum on the sidelines who coaches special teams for them. That guy's wild, man.
They love that guy.
They love that guy. I've never seen so much gum in some dude's mouth like that before, man. That made my jaw hurt.
Who was that guy for the Seahawks last night doing his Gene Simmons impersonation with a big old tongue on the sideline?
Oh, I missed it. As soon as our game was over, I was done yesterday.
All I saw was the caption that says, it just said, "This guy's wife is totally happy." And he
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, damn, dude. Like, yes, sir, man. Oh, man.
Semi-Pro Football Out of Focus would have disagreed probably with that statement as well. So.
For sure. But no, I think the one thing that will get lost in today, hopefully not, since this is a sports station, was the insane game on Saturday night of Game 7 of World Series, an elimination game. Whether it's hockey, basketball, football, whatever it is, I'm always going to be glued to an elimination game. Now, I'm going to be honest. I fell asleep when it was tied.
Oh, I was dozing on and off, too.Jen kept going, wake up!
And at first, I felt like a really bad radio host because I'm like, you didn't stay up on Saturday night. Like, didn't get toasted, wasn't, out
of my
mind.
Tired.
And then Halloween was the night before, celebrated with some friends, did all that sort of stuff. And then Saturday, I'm like, okay, World Series, let's cook some dinner, watch this game. And then about the 8th inning, you're starting to hear the announcers like kind of congratulate the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, what a season. It's going to be fun to hang your hat on this. Congratulations, 5th highest paid roster in baseball. Either way. And then it was home run by a guy who was 36 who just, was like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. Ties it up. And then Will Smith, is that the one who hit the go-ahead home run was Will Smith, correct?
No, Will Smith was the guy who pitches, right?
No, he's their catcher.
Was it Will Smith that hit the go-ahead homer? Yes, it was.
Yeah, he hit to make it 5-4.
Yeah.
And the 11th inning, and then the Dodgers go on to win the World Series. Mookie Betts turns double play, and Toronto loses in a game that was captivating, everything you wish that a Game 7 would be, and the Dodgers are back-to-back champs in baseball.
It was an unbelievable World Series. Maybe the best World Series I think that we've ever had. I mean, it's hard, and I know we're kind of caught up in the moment of that, and people will say, oh, probably not, and all that kind of stuff when it's all said and done. But, I mean, we had an 18-inning game. We had the way that thing ended yesterday. Game 6 was, unbelievable as well. I mean, this has just been an unbelievable series, and it was an unbelievable series, for the Dodgers to go out there and win this thing and take care of business the way that they did. And I'll tell you, man, the Blue Jays aren't going to get a lot of credit for what they were able to do in this series, obviously, because they didn't win. But they fought tooth and nail, man. Yeah, Will Smith in the top of the 11th homers to give the Dodgers.
He has 6 rings.
Yeah.
He's won 6 straight World Series.
Yeah. It's insane, right? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But you look at what the Blue Jays did. They were outstanding, and they had an opportunity to win. And you have a bang play at home plate like that, where even during the Toronto Maple Leafs game, the announcer's like, and the Blue Jays just won the World Series, and you could hear the crowd inside the arena because they just thought the Blue Jays won it as well, and then they go, oh no, and then the crowd dies down, and
just run through.
Just run through that phase, just run through.
Like that much.
I mean, you go back and you look at those still pictures, man, and it is awful. And Mac, kind of asked, have we ever had something ripped from us like those Blue Jay fans? Because as soon as you saw the Dodgers win that thing and celebrate, they immediately went to the crowd. And
so
my
sad.
heart goes in a different way. I hate seeing kids cry at sporting events. I really do. Because
I love it.
They think like that's it. Like their life is over. Like 8-year-old Bobby, 8-year-old Mac, which was yesterday, 8-year-old Dusty. Our team loses, you're crying at a game. It is devastating, man, for those kids. I hate seeing kids cry over that sporting event because I'm sure that kid is thinking right now his life is over. Oh my God, they're never going to win again. But part of it's right. It's been 32 years since the Toronto Blue Jays have been back there. And so you get that close to have it ripped away. I just can't continue to tell you how lucky we are that 2015 happened after 2014. Imagine if we didn't come back the next year and win that thing. We would probably be talking about 2014 over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you'd look at it and go, instead of being a great run, we'd be looking at it as, man, we were that close and didn't get it done. But they came back the next year and won that thing. And it shows you how difficult that is as well to come back from the way that the Royals lost too, devastating fashion, just like the Blue Jays lost in devastating fashion. I'm going to be interested to see if the Blue Jays are able to bounce back from this and go out there and, compete again like the Royals did in 2015. And the same for the Chiefs. I mean, what if they lose that game to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and then we don't have this run that we're on? We're looking at that game going, damn, we were so close. And so I do feel bad for those fans. But Mac asked if you ever been that close to something and had it ripped away from you. And I think we probably all
girlfriends.
Yeah, right. We probably all have been in those situations. And Mac, I'll throw it to you since you brought it up. Have you had something that was so close that got ripped from you like that?
I mean, in a sports world,
and just in life.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the sports, and that's the AFC Champ game against the Bengals. That's what felt so. I felt like that they were destined to win the Super Bowl that year. I felt like they were better than Cincinnati. That was like the toughest loss, but I still don't think it compares to what the Blue Jays fans felt. I mean, that 18-inning game, they should have won. Yeah. Game 6, the ball gets lodged in the in rule double or whatever, and then Game 7. I mean, that's just devastating.
Yeah, it is. And no, I don't think the Bengal game is anything like that because we've had the success before and after.
Run through home, don't slide. Run through home.
Yeah,
don't slide.
Yeah, go through the
runs
base.
Through it. There's no close by. He slid, caused a little bit of delay. Missed it literally by that much.
That much, yeah. I mean, like it's unbelievable how much he missed it by. But have you ever had one of those situations where you thought you were there and it got ripped away from you?
God, how much time do you got?
I got a lot of time. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Yeah.
I mean, in life?
Yeah, in life and in sports in general and in anything.
Yeah, I mean, I ran for mayor of School of Economics in 5th grade. I lost to Ian by 2 votes, and I was going to be the mayor of School of Economics, which means I didn't have to pay for food. I got to do my own thing. School of Economics ruled, dude. I wanted to be the mayor, didn't win. Got stuck in the bank. Nobody wanted the bank job. You wanted to do the dirt cup job, or you wanted to be at some place that did crafts. I had to give people money and sit there. It sucked. He got torn away from me being the mayor. And I'd have kept those stadiums. I'm kidding.
You could have had the stadiums at Lee's Summit. Yeah.
Could have started at School of Economics. Who knows? Maybe I would have told sports to get bent, and I would have been, running for politics.
God. Maybe that could have been. Who knows? Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'd have been a good politician.
Yeah.
Right? I can piss a lot of people off today, and I can make a lot of people feel good.
Yeah.
It just depends on which side of the field you're on.
Right.
But no, in all seriousness, I've had, relationships that I thought were there, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, the honeymoon phase is over, and now you're annoyed that I chew gum this way. That's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
Sports wise, I don't know, man.
We've been very fortunate. We've either been awful or wonderful.
I've talked about this a lot. My first ever Chiefs game that I ever went to was the Lynn Elliott game in '94.
That sucks, man.
I was that kid in Toronto.
Yeah, of course you were.
Bawling my eyes out.
Well, that in '94, you were what? Probably.
I was born in '87, so I was 6 or 7 years old.
Of course, that's right in the
It
wheelhouse.
was in James, so I was 7. Freezing cold, didn't know what was going to happen. Realized kickers were highly more scrutinized when they miss rather than when they make. So that was one of them. I would say, 14, I was devastated, right? Because I'm in real-time reaction, like, what if Gordon would have gone? And then you kind of like come back to your senses. You watch the play in real life and you see the guys in like shallow left and Gordon's just now hitting third. Like, oh man, he'd have gotten smoked.
Yeah.
So that's there. Max says it with the Bengals game because Mahomes was just in God mode that first half. Everything's rolling. And then you watch the game go back and you're just like, oh man, we had another visit to the Super Bowl. We lost it. So that's there as well. There's been a lot of things in life. Like I've had cars that got wrecked after like having them for 2 months.
Oh,
my fault.
Really? That sucks.
Had a 97 Mustang GT. Had it for 2 months. Guy in the parking lot, bam, hits me. Destroyed it. Went from that to a ZX2. How you doing? So you go, ladies, you need a ride home? We're good today. We'll walk. You live 8 miles away. It's fine. Yeah. It's nice out. It's
BBL
38.
stinky.
So I don't know. That's just a few
that
things,
stinks. For me, I had this experience, and I'll share it with you. And this is one of those experiences where you never take anything for face value, and somebody said something, so it's going to happen, right? When I went to college, we had our professor, Tom Hedrick, and he gave us some great life advice as well as sports broadcasting advice. And he was like, you trust 2 things in life.
Whiskey and cigarettes. cigarettes.
Whiskey and cigarettes were it. Yes,
guaranteed it was.
Well, back in those days,
you
like
got your voice trained.
And I remember, and Mitch probably doesn't remember this though. When he spoke to our class, somebody said, "How do you get your voice deep?" And Mitch said, "I would suggest smoking, but I can't."
Straight up,
like one of those things. It was
Cigs
so
and
funny,
whiskey. It's
right?
like how you season a Blackstone. That's how you season the
how
larynx.
you season your voice. Yeah, there's no question about it, right? Cigarettes and booze.
Are gonna be just fine.
I mean, look at all those old time broadcasters. They were drunk and they were smoking non-filtered Pall Malls in the booth, right? I actually worked with a guy when I was doing New Jersey Cardinal games. He was a legend in New York. His name was Phil Pepe, and he said, "Do you mind if I smoke in the booth as we do single A baseball games?" I'm like, "Dude, you're a New York legend. Who am I to tell you not to?" Right? And that guy was like indebted to me for the rest of that summer. But anyway, I had he said you trust two people. You trust two things: the man looking back at you in the mirror when you're shaving, and a written document signed by both parties. And in a written document signed by both parties, you probably can't even trust that anymore, right? So the moral of the story is trust nothing, trust nobody, trust only yourself. And so I had a job interview in Chicago in January of 2008, it was, right? Flew up to Chicago at ESPN 1000, interviewed for the job. And the job was going to be covering the White Sox and the Cubs. I was going to be their baseball insider for ESPN 1000, covering both baseball teams, right? I'm like, okay, this can be a lot of fun.
They gave it to Vern?
I'm leaving the office. And I was there all day, right? We went to lunch. We went to Potbelly right under the station. And as I'm leaving, and we had a great interview, the guy says, "I will send you the contract tomorrow." I'm still waiting for that contract.
Damn.
I am still waiting for that contract. Left me at the L stop to go back to the airport and said, "I'll send you the contract tomorrow." It is now 2025.
Well, you got your Lewisburg Cider and Donuts 13 years later.
13 years later.
It could happen.
Guy's name was Justin Craig. He said he was going to send me that contract. Now he's running like ESPN New York or something. I think. Never got that contract. Never arrived.
Does Emmanuel Sanders count for Chiefs fans?
Oh, that's a good one.
Remember, he was like going to sign. It was going to be that day, and then he's like, "Actually, I'm going to go to Denver."
Or Peyton Manning, because there was a grouping of Chiefs fans that thought he was going to sign here, and Pioli thought he was going to get Peyton Manning here. And then Peyton's like, no.
Then that helicopter shot of him throwing footballs at Denver's practice facility. You're like, I think I know where he's going.
Yeah, he's probably going to go there.
Before we get an overreaction Monday at 6:35 here, we'll do a couple minutes of, I think, what went wrong, what went right in this Chiefs game. Not a whole lot went right, but a lot went wrong, hence the score. What went wrong? James Cook.
Yeah, ran all over the place.
114 or so.
I didn't think
yards.
they used him enough in that game, especially on those fourth down plays. They could have iced the game a lot earlier.
Bills had it for 34 minutes on offense. Mitch told us that. Hopefully that flamethrower still got gas in it. I thought I brought this up. Maybe I didn't. And if I'm, what's that? The trade, Jalen Phillips.
Yeah.
What's the trade?
That's
Jalen
huge.
Phillips traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman is active.
Yeah, man.
Early.
Just keeps getting people.
Gave a third-round pick to the Miami Dolphins for Jalen Phillips. I was going to get into that on the other side, but yeah, we can get into that now.
It's breaking news. Yeah.
So
I told you it's going to start moving today.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips is in the last year of his contract. Miami's trading Jalen Phillips to the Philadelphia Eagles for a third-round pick in 2026. So Philadelphia continue to stay active as they have all year long. Brett Veach, you're on the clock, and the clock is ticking, which I feel like he will do that. But going back into something right, something wrong, the tight ends exposed this Chiefs defense. Was I there? Was I there? Did I mention that?
These linebackers got exposed again.
Kincaid.
Yeah.
I don't know what that other guy's name was. Hawes. Is that his
Spencer
name?
Hawes.
Spencer Hawes.
No, it was something else because my wife goes, "How do you get that out of that?" You know, it was like
Hawes Paws. That's what it was.
It was
That's
Hawes.
Hawes. It's Hawes
I
Paws.
thought it was like Hawk or something like that.
No, it was Hawes. HAWES or something like that.
Oh, you're thinking of that other guy that was like HOCEHT.
Oh no, that was the defender. I believe that guy. No, but
that guy
the
that got
tight
hurt.
end.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But those are, to me, some of the things that went bad, that they couldn't go bad. Bills, that's their game plan. Run the ball, hold the ball, and then let our tight ends just go all over the middle of the field, which they absolutely did.
Right.
Kincaid, Knox had a catch, and then that Hawes guy was there as well. I think some things that went right. Kelsey was big when he needed to be big.
Huge yesterday. Another big game for Travis.
50-plus yards receiving. Showed up when he's supposed to, doing that little side hezzy move.
Oh, he did that a couple of times yesterday. It was vintage, yeah.
I think Rice was Rice. I know he had 4 for 80, but, I mean, the 4th and 17 play.
Unbelievable.
Go to your big guy.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing. The defense did have 3 sacks, whatever that may be.
Right.
One of them was Trent McDuffie. Great sack there.
That was a great sack by Trent, man. Unbelievable.
And the other thing I'd say
he's so good.
I'd say the other thing that went well was I think Butker's fixed.
Yeah.
He had his first test, a 46-yarder right out of the chute. Here we go. And they iced him.
I know, they iced him.
Well done.
Well done by Buffalo.
Well
yeah.
done.
Yep.
And then he went out there and he piped it. So I'd say the things that went wrong, James Cook ran the ball over you. The Bills had the ball for 34 minutes, and the tight ends exposed the middle of your defense. The things that went right, Kelsey was still Kelsey. Rice was still Rice. 3 sacks in your defense, and Butker seems okay. But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln, right? And I think what you also need to look at in this one is why is this offense only putting up 21 points? I'm more concerned with that than with anything, because you mentioned the flamethrower that Mitch talked about on Friday, and we've talked about this offense putting up point after point after point after point, and then all of a sudden against a ravaged Buffalo defense, they're not able to do that. And so that's the concern for me. What happened offensively that all of a sudden they hit the bricks, they hit the skids? Because we can say the offensive line got decimated during the game. They weren't putting up the points and the yards that they needed before the offensive line got decimated. Was Jalen Moore an issue yesterday? Yeah, Jalen Moore was an issue in yesterday's game, and that's why you hope that you get, Josh Simmons back, and then Jalen Moore can go to that right side, because now you saw how valuable Taylor is, right? You saw how valuable Jawan Taylor is to this football team last night. Once they put who that was out there at right tackle, was that Wanye Morris out there at right tackle last night? You might as well have put me out there at right tackle last night, because he stunk, and you really saw, in my opinion, last night the value of Jawan Taylor on this offense.
Is that your overreaction that you can play right tackle?
No. I think my overreaction probably is, guys, that was the greatest World Series we'd ever seen. I mean, and I know it's kind of caught up in the moment, but just the way that every game had something kind of magical in it, and you saw Madison Bumgarner 2.0 in this World Series.
Yamamoto.
Right? I mean, that guy was
He won
freaking,
MVP, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back nights pitching the way that he did and doing all that. I think that's my overreaction. I think that was, and again, prisoner of the moment, and it happens.
Yamamoto's Bumgarner, greatest World Series you've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to sit there and say that wasn't the greatest World Series of all time based on everything that happened. So that's my overreaction. We just witnessed the greatest World Series ever in 120 years of this thing.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, that was truthfully, I'm glad that you said that, Bob, because that's what I thought when I saw it, and so hear someone else say that.
But it's so hard, you get caught up in the moment, and then somebody goes, remember last year? And you're like, no.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But then they recap it, you're like, oh yeah, that was pretty
really
good
cool
too. Yeah.
When this offense struggles to what we were just talking about, it's because they're thinking too much. It's because they are not doing what is right in front of them. Travis Kelce didn't even have a target in the first quarter. He ended up going off. That's something that he needs to be in every script. We talk about our scripts. He needs to be in the play scripts every time. He's one of the first 5 plays. Rasheed Rice, one of the first 5 plays. Xavier Worthy, who we can talk about maybe more tomorrow, and I've got some question marks on him as a player. He needs to be one of the first 7 or 8 plays. They just overthink too much. It felt like, okay, we're going to get Hollywood Brown in this play, and now we're going to do this, and Brashard Smith's playing a lot. And you've got your guys. You've got great players. Get them the ball as quickly as they can in space. Let them do the work.
Can I jump in and say something there? I don't think that's an overreaction. I think you effing nailed it. And we've said that for years with this team and offensively, Mac, that when they have performances like that, you look around and you go, why aren't you just doing what you normally do? And then they get back to doing what they normally do, and they put up 30-some points. And you're like, what went on in that game? Like you were trying to outsmart everybody, and you're more talented than all these other teams out there. You don't need to outsmart them. You just need to go out there and do you. And so I don't think that's an overreaction. I think you effing nailed it.
Thank you.
My overreaction, I think we might have been a little early on judging little Arch Manning. Saying that he was a bust or that he couldn't be a quarterback.
There we go.
Arch Manning, in his last 4 games, 4-0, he's beaten Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt.
Let's go.
In his last
Who did he beat? Say that again.
Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Oklahoma.
Pretty big wins.
Oklahoma, they didn't even struggle. That game was a blowout. Vanderbilt, they win 34-31. That's a big win against a top 10 opponent.
They were up by 3 scores.
I told you Vanderbilt was done.
And in those 4 games, he's thrown for 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. In his last 2 games, he's thrown for 674 yards and 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. Woo. Just like a lot of us out there that like to judge quarterbacks in the NFL after 4 games and say, this guy's going to be a bust. How's Bryce Young doing? Their team 5-4?
Yeah.
John Daly, Tiger Woods picture coming today of the Panthers and the Chiefs.
Love it.
Same green, same record. One's smoking a dart, the other one's not. Maybe we were a little early on Arch.
But see, that's where social media has ruined sports. It really has, because normally you let guys play. With this social media, Arch Manning didn't have a great game in August, and everybody ran the guy down and said he stinks and he's no good. No, you know what? It's his first year as a starting quarterback in college football. I know he had a couple of games last year, but it's new, it's fresh, it's something that he's never ever done before. And we expect everybody to be a finished product in sports when they take the court in October, when they take the field in September, when they take the field in March, when they take the ice in August or whenever hockey starts. Like we look at these guys and these teams and we say they need to be finished products. Well, no, guys get better, teams progress, teams do things differently. They find their way throughout the course of the season. I mean, we can go back to the Washington Nationals in 2019 when they were under 500 in May and they ended up winning the World Series. Like, these type of things happen. Toronto Blue Jays were in third or fourth place at one point this year, and they got hot, and they found a way to get all the way to the World Series. Everybody was telling you the Dodgers stunk, in June and July. World Series champions. So it's okay to let the games play out and let guys grow and get better, because you're right, Dusty. I mean, what a great point by you. Look at Arch Manning right now. He's one of the best players in college football at this point in time with the way that he's playing. But if you asked people a month ago, nope, no good. And then the problem is, once you write somebody off, you never want to admit that they're okay to come back into your life and that they're really good now, because you tried to write them off. You wanted to be right in September, and now here we are at the beginning of November. And who's playing quarterback better than Arch Manning right now?
I don't know. Obviously, you're going to get your disagreements on those, but hey, maybe it's just, realization to give it time. Because he'll come back next year and then just be a stud.
I mean, he'll be a stud next year. He's going to be, like, right now, the hype machine is starting for next year. And you can kind of see that. All right, he's figured this thing out. Wow, next year is going to be awesome to watch Arch Manning.
No doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, who do you blame? We'll talk about it next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow Service are ready for you. The problem is you just don't know when you're going to be ready for the guys and gals over at Jay's Southland Tow Service, because you don't schedule car trouble, right? You're not scheduling an accident today. You're not scheduling your car to break down. You're not scheduling your battery to stop running or anything like that. It just happens. And when it does, Jay's Southland Tow Service is right there for you. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to put their number in your phone so it's handy and ready to go when you do get into car trouble. 816-779-4TOW. That's the telephone number for Jay's Southland Tow. 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. There's nothing worse than having that car trouble, because you panic. You don't know what to do. Oh, my goodness. Well, what you do is you calm down and you call Jay's Southland Tow, and they'll come out before the insurance company even gets in control of things. And so they'll be there when you call them. Whether you're north, south, east, or west, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments in Tammy from the West, and it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part, these are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
Get ready, Missouri. Kickoff is near. The world's largest sports book is coming to your fingertips. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. With high and transparent app limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Start betting like a pro in Missouri on December 1st. Learn about your new bookie today at circasports.com, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports launches December 1st.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio. Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. The Federal Reserve just dropped interest rates again. And that means you can save even more money on your mortgage. If you've been waiting for the right time to refinance, this is it. Our customers are saving hundreds, even thousands every month. What could you do with an extra $1,000 every month? You can also pull cash out of your home's equity to pay off credit cards, do home improvements, or just get ahead. If you refinance now, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll even pay for your appraisal. But don't wait. Rates can rise again anytime, and they change fast. For today's rate, call Golden Oak Lending now at 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for in client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 70 eastbound gets heavy at 110th Street. Stay slow in towards 435 with ongoing construction. 635 southbound sluggish from Gibbs to 35. Missouri side Blue Parkway westbound quite heavy approaching Nolan now with a mile backup. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan on a Monday.
Just can't do that to me.
Sorry. Chiefs fall 28-21 last night to Buffalo. Some more positives we'll get into, some more negatives we'll get into. Some more insight, though, on what has happened today already. The Miami Dolphins are trading edge rusher Jalen Phillips to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick. This is now the third trade the Eagles have made in the past week.
Mm-hmm.
They now have added Phillips, Alexander, Michael Carter. So Jair Alexander, cornerback, Michael Carter, cornerback, and they've also got Jalen Phillips, who is a defensive lineman. On Friday, Miami and GM Chris Greer parted ways. Now interim GM Champ Kelly, his brother Brian and Chip
Champ Kelly is the guy's name now who took over.
That's right, Champ Kelly.
Champ.
Me and my family has helped engineers first trade, landing a 2026 third-round pick for a player on an expiring contract.
That's exactly right. And I think that's the key word right there that you just used, Dusty, expiring contract. When we were talking about running backs a couple of weeks ago, I talked to some folks in the know, and they said the Chiefs are very not very kind of, but the Chiefs at that point in time were not going to give up a draft pick for an expiring contract when it came to that running back position that we were talking about. And I still think that's kind of the baseline for them right now inside that organization. They're going to make a move if they can make a move, but they're not going to make a move that's going to impact their ability to still go out there and draft. And, this team has done a great job. That's kind of been one of their biggest kind of, holdups right now is that they do so good in the draft. If you're Clark Hunt, you're going, why am I giving up draft picks when you guys are so good and we can get these guys in here on, smaller contracts and pay our veteran guys to hang out for a lot longer here in Kansas City? We've got a good thing going right now. I don't know that we are going to give up a third-round draft pick for a rent-a-player because that's essentially what, Philadelphia did. They're clearly going all in and giving up all of those draft picks. And I think with Kansas City, there's so many routes we can go down this route with this. They're looking to be sustained good, right? They're not in it to win it, hit it and quit it type of thing like we've seen a lot of teams do. And they've done a great job with that. I mean, they have been consistent and good over the last 8 years. They're basically following the New England playbook when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so they're hard-pressed to give up a draft pick, especially a third-round draft pick, for a rental player as opposed to using that third-round draft pick in the draft and getting a rookie that you could have for 4 or more years, here in Kansas City. And so there's still a lot of that factors in to what they want to do. But I do believe if there's a move out there that presents itself that makes sense for them, they will be all over it. I just don't know if they're willing to give up a first-day draft pick, if you will, first, second, or third round for a rental player at this point in time.
Would you give up a third for Breece Hall?
He's a rental player, though, at this point in time.
Give him a contract in the offseason.
But there's the opportunity that you don't give him that contract in the offseason. If you really love Breece Hall at 24 years old, go get him in the offseason then. If that's what you really think and that's what you want to do, go get him in the offseason. There's no guarantees if you trade for somebody that they're going to sign, and especially running backs who, if I was a running back, unless it's an unbelievable offer, if I get the free agency, I am going to test it because it's going to be the only time, if you're Breece Hall, that you get that opportunity truly to test free agency as a running back, unless you sign a one-year deal, of course.
Because if you're going to draft a running back in the third round that you don't know if you can develop, which you have yet to do that in this system because Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't work. We're still waiting on Brashard Smith, who was a seventh-round pick. Kareem Hunt, obviously we know that was working, and then the stuff happened. But if you're going to give up a third-round pick, and you're going to draft a running back in the third round, he's still got the age. And what if Breece Hall is one of the keys that can get you to become more dominant in the AFC, that get you to that promised land?
Yeah.
Because as we know, as you yourself have said, enjoy the moments while they're there. They may never happen again. You need a running back. You need a defensive lineman. You need this. If you're going to draft a guy in that round and you don't know if they're going to develop or not, then you already have a guy that is developed and could work and could get you there one more time to get you another visit to the Super Bowl. Whereas if you draft a guy and he doesn't develop, now you're 3 years behind in that situation, and you did waste that draft pick where you could have gotten a player. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
That's fine, but their track record would say they're going to hit on their draft picks, right? I mean, I think if you look at the Brett Veach picks, 90% of them have been very good, productive players in the NFL. You got your 10% that it's easy to hang on.
But what defensive lineman has hit in the Brett Veach era?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, we got two guys right now that have been drafted. Obviously, we lost one for the season, and then you got Ashton Gelati, who I heard his name yesterday one time in that game. But again, if we were not going to judge Arch Manning, I'm not judging these defensive linemen at this point in time.
This is Karlaftis' third year.
Yeah, and he's playing.
Year.
And look, he's playing really good football right now. I mean, he had another sack yesterday, I believe, in that game, and so I think George Karlaftis is playing good. I think there are very high, unrealistic expectations, I think, for George Karlaftis. We're expecting him to be T.J. Watt or whoever else at that end position. He's not that guy, but he's that second tier, and I think he does a really good job. Maybe we need to pair him with somebody better on the other side. So, I just think it's going to be hard pressed for this team to give up draft picks for expiring contracts. I could be totally wrong, but that was the case a couple of weeks ago, talking about the running back position. They just weren't going to give up that pick for a contract. But you made the point in break, and you said, well, aren't we going to go for it now window? And I think it's a very good take by you, but I also think the Chiefs will say, we're in maintain stability for as long as we can window. We're not a win it now window, because when you go and you try to win it now, you risk the future. And what if you don't win it now, right? Like, what if it doesn't happen and now you're going back to the drawing board and you're like, boy, we have no draft picks as we gave them all. We put it, we threw them all in the middle, our chips are in for a win now mode, and it didn't work. And so I think they play it a little bit more conservative, obviously, than Howie Roseman in Philadelphia does, because I think the Chiefs are looking at it more as a long-term, continue this thing going for another decade, as opposed to going all in this year when we already have a handful of rings too.
But you could also say they locked up their core.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that this could be the end for Travis Kelce. So,
Right.
that's moved on.
Yep.
But you locked
Great
up
point.
You
Yeah.
locked up Chris Jones. You locked up Karl Loftus. You plan on locking up Trent McDuffie. You've locked up Nick Bolton, Creed, Trey. All those guys are here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are you really going to draft? Go find the thing that can help you. That's what free agency's for. Like, go find people that can help you now and sustain that sort of dominance. Because here's the reality of it, guys. You're 5-4.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear about, well, next year they're going to use the 2/3 and a 1/4. They're going to trade on draft day. No. Go make your roster better today. If you really think this team can win it and you built this team to win, you brought everybody back to go win it, go make those adjustments. Go find those guys in the free agency, because clearly people are selling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely
And
they are now. Yeah,
People clearly don't give a rip who they're selling to, because Philadelphia has done it 3 times in one damn week.
Right.
And they're going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to be dangerous. They're going to have a roster that's going to be immaculate. And how are they going to do that? They're going to look back and be like, well, Roseman went and made free agency picks. And then if you're looking at the outside looking in for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, you're going to look back at yourself, man, could have had Bosa in the offseason. Could have had this guy. Could have had this guy. Could have had this guy. Philadelphia added that running back earlier on, Tank Bigsby.
Yep, added Tank Bigsby.
I mean, we brought up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Look great. Elijah Mitchell got signed in the offseason. Don't even know if he's a real person.
Yeah, and look, and I will say, though, guys, as you can sit here and criticize the front office, it goes back to ownership at the end of the day, giving them the okay to go and make these moves as well. And if you're not willing to absorb the cash that it's going to take and give up the draft picks and whatnot, like anything that Brett Veach has to do, he's got to call Clark and say, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. Do you give us the okay to go ahead and do that? That's what GMs have to do. And each owner will react differently and have different thoughts about how they want to do things. And I'm not going to continue to belabor the stadium part, but I mean, those are ways to generate more revenue. So when you do get into the free agency, you have that cash on hand and you can win a bidding war with somebody if that's what you want to do to get those players in here. And the way you have that cash on hand is to have more points of sale, if you will, at your stadium, generating more money in your stadium, because all that cash stays in Kansas City that you generate at your stadium. And so I think right now the Chiefs are operating on a budget of Arrowhead Stadium, and other teams are operating on a budget of a brand new Palace, that they have more disposable income to go out there. And so if you want this team to be truly better, you're going to want a brand new stadium that has more points of sale to generate more revenue, that they can go out there and write signing bonus checks, in the offseason. Everything has a cost. Everything has a price. Everything has
not right now.
No, it's not right now. But that's
right now you're 5-4. You're on the outside looking in. You're in 8th place, and that Jacksonville loss looks like an absolute stinger on your season.
It stinks. Yeah, it really.
But there's nothing D-line and running.
Right, and there's nothing you can do about that right now, other than go out there and figure out a way to fix it. And if those guys aren't in house, you'd like to see them go out there and make moves. But again, it goes back to, is Clark willing to take on more salary? Is Clark willing to give up draft picks? Is Clark willing to allow Brett to go out there and give him the okay to go ahead and make those moves? And if their organization philosophy is, we're not going to give up picks for a rental player, then that's their organizational philosophy, right?
That's what they want to do. I would go up to Clark and be like, do you want to win a Super Bowl this year? Yep, then let me go get some players. All right, take it away. Coming up on the other side, we'll get back into who do you blame on the other side, plus the offensive rhythm and the run defense all in one on 7 o'clock lock here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, the Chiefs scored 21 points yesterday, and that means you can save 21 cents per gallon at Hy-Vee today when you spend $21 or more on groceries. And yeah, the Chiefs didn't win yesterday, but you know what? You're still going to save today. Earn a fuel saver discount based on the Chiefs score and the amount you'll spend today. So the Chiefs scored 21 points yesterday. I'll save 21 cents a gallon when I spend $21 or more at Hy-Vee today. So get into Hy-Vee and save on your fuel perks only with Hy-Vee.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first TD score wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with the princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When comfort's on the line, Anthony shows up. Same day, 24/7, even weekends and holidays. For a limited time, tankless water heaters starting at $88 per month. Schedule your complimentary proposal today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 southbound, heavy past College Boulevard, stays pretty slow down past 119th Street with a stalled off to the right shoulder. Tow truck on the scene there, so hopefully out of your way soon. Eastbound 70 a little slow from 110th Street to 435. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The Drive, weekdays starting at 2 on Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Mac, how you feeling on this Monday? Feel a little down, a little out? Ready for a nap, a little afternoon grub sesh?
There's no naps anymore, bro.
Why?
Because the sun sets at 4:30. Just go to bed.
It's even better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at least the sun's up before 8 now.
That is true. There is that. But, I mean, last night it was like, what in the hell is going on? You'll hit it today or tomorrow, and then it'll really be like,
I hope I hit it today or tomorrow.
I hope you do, too.
I'm not letting that loss ruin. I got engagement photos today.
Today? You got engagement photos.
Yes.
Where are you doing those at?
Loose Park, I think.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
What time should Dusty and I be there?
Yes, please show up.
I do want to give.
Hey, if we didn't have state soccer tonight, I would be out there. Go Olathe East. Let's go. Beat Shawnee Mission East.
I do want to give. I want to give you guys the opportunity because our boss advocates for this. If you have a take, 913-586-7965. The phone line's open because a lot of texts here today. A lot of people. Boy, you guys seem like you're giving it up. Dusty, are you in panic mode? Not at all.
No.
Blah, 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 all these stuff. Man, this team is boring to watch. I can't watch this team anymore. They just disappoint me. I'm telling you, man, I'm just reading.
Wow, boring.
Just a lot of people in here down
Sounds
bad.
like a lot of spoiled people, I would
Neil
imagine.
Lojack
right there,
having a
right?
rough morning.
Is Neil having a rough morning
paragraph
today?
on paragraph,
no.
rough morning.
Come on,
Miles,
Neil.
rough morning. We're all right, guys. You always lose this game. I tried to tell you guys to stay humble, and I was an ass for doing that. Now, here we are. It's 5-4, baby. You got 2 losses left on your schedule. You got a couple of tough ones against Denver, and you got a tough one against the Colts, maybe. At least it's home. You got a bye week coming up. But, hey, man, feel free. 913-586-7965. That's phone line if you want to let your grievance be known.
Yeah, we'll take your phone calls on that and figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. So if there's something on your mind, yeah, we're always open to taking those phone calls. But I'll be honest with you, when I look at this team at 5-4 right now, I'm not in panic mode, and I don't think anybody should be in panic mode right now about this team because again, until they show us they can't do it, you need to have the expectations that they are going to be a Super Bowl team. They have shown us for the last 7 years that they don't end their season or 8 years anything short of an AFC championship game. And so that still needs to be the mindset for the fan base out here. I know you lose a game and it sucks and it didn't look great yesterday. We get a bye. We get some time off. We get the trade deadline here, and you get to hit the back end of your schedule with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Every team in the NFL would say right now, at this moment, they would trade their head coach and quarterback for what we've had for the final 8 games of the season.
All right, Neil, go ahead, buddy. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, fellas, as I text all the time. I'm not in panic mode, but I am really upset this morning. You are right. I believe I'm going to blame this game primarily on Patrick and Andy, like the Super Bowl. I think the game plan offensively was not good enough. I think Patrick missed open wide receivers. I think he didn't find receivers. Last week, Hollywood Brown should have scored before the half, but Patrick threw it to Rashee Rice instead. Yesterday, Patrick threw it behind Travis a little bit in the end zone. Hollywood Brown play should have happened and scored before half yesterday. Patrick didn't throw it out there far enough. I know, he's getting pressure, but these are plays that he used to make, and he's not making them as consistent. He's been incredible this year. Don't get me wrong. Most of the time, he's been amazing this year. There's been times this year when he has not played to his standard, even though he has technically been an MVP candidate. There are plays yesterday he didn't make that he usually makes.
You ready for Minshew?
Especially in a big game. Bob, I texted you this too. I love you, Bob. I really do. I love all you guys. Bob, I think you sounded a little bit political when you're talking about the revenue, not having enough money.
Do you understand how the NFL works when it comes to finances?
Sure, I do. But I also understand that the NFL prints money all the time. I believe they have the revenue. If they wanted Jalen Phillips, they could have paid Jalen Phillips and made any kind of move they wanted to make.
So
I agree with you. That they didn't want to make that kind of move. They're probably still going to make a move. Hopefully it'll be a good enough one, and hopefully half the guys that the Philadelphia Eagles went out and acquired will, not be as good as they expect them to be, and we'll still be fine. Mm-hmm. And I'm again, as I started the conversation, I'm not panicked, but I am really annoyed. We've never been just one game above 500 this late in the season since Patrick's been our quarterback. We've never been 2 games behind in the division, and have a loss in our pocket against the Chargers this late in the season. Now, I do believe they'll turn this around and they'll find a way to beat the Broncos, but
Yep.
Yeah, you sound down bad for a team that's done what they've done. You sound down bad, and because you probably differ about what I believe should happen with the stadium, it becomes a political conversation. I get that. That's how everything works now. If you disagree with somebody, it's political, as opposed to, no, here's what happens when you build a new stadium. In the NFL, the money that gets split is the national revenue. That's why the TV dollars are basically what the salary cap is. The TV money pays the salary cap in the NFL. The signing bonus money, how much you can pay out for signing bonuses, which is ultimately the difference in signing versus not signing players, comes from the money that you generate at your stadium. When you have a stadium like LA versus a stadium like Kansas City, they can generate more money. It's all about making more money. It bothers me when people say, oh, they got all the money in the world. It's still a business, and no, they don't, because they're always looking for ways to generate more revenue. I just don't like that they have all the money in the world. You don't know what people's business finances are.
Tim in the Northland, let us hear it.
Hey, I think we have a salary cap we got to worry about, don't we? If we're going to acquire somebody,
Man, see that's a phony thing, dude. they can massage that thing all the time they want. It's actually the cash on hand that matters more than anything.
All right, well, let's get with the team here. We're 5-4. We've had a brutal opening schedule. I mean, look, we've played the Eagles, the Lions, the Ravens, and now Buffalo, and we've always had a tussle with the Chargers. So to be 5-4 at this point, no shame in that. We've had some. We didn't have our top two receivers the first game because Worley went out on the third play, and he missed another game. We lost the Eagles game when it was close. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're probably about right where I expect us to be, and I think we could go on a pretty good run.
Hell yeah,
we may not win every game all the way out, but I bet you we could probably get to about 12 wins, be 12-5.
Yeah. Tim, what's in your coffee so the rest of Kansas City can get a little bit of that drink?
Bring some down the Lone Jack and give it to Neil, because that guy needs a little pick-me-up.
Our schedule opens up. I mean,
yeah.
I love you, Tim.
We got Chargers and Broncos at home. We got a tough one going to Denver, and I got a Denver fan sitting right next to me on the way in this morning. So
boo, hiss, boo.
Indianapolis took it on the chin from Pittsburgh yesterday.
That's right.
We got the Titans coming up. I think we got the Texans. We got the Raiders again. So it's all right.
I love you,
We're gonna
Tim.
be all right.
I love you, man.
All right, Tim, have a good one, man.
We got to stay healthy. We got to keep that line healthy. That's the biggest thing. We get Simmons back, and everybody gets healthy on the bye week. We'll be ready to go. You watch.
You got it.
That's Tim. From the 913, Jalen Phillips just traded to the Eagles.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that. I know you're probably just getting up. We brought that up a little bit earlier on. But again, 913-586-7965. You want to air out your grievances. You want to tell us you still believe. Phone line's open. Mac Morey's ready. He's here. He's horny. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is George Karlaftis, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You're waking up this morning and maybe you're feeling a little bit of pain. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's going to go away. And you know what? It doesn't. And every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts. It's a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel pain. But I've got great news for you. Relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? QC Kinetics taps into your own body's regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. Imagine swinging that golf club, hiking that trail, dancing in the kitchen to your favorite tune. That's the freedom QC Kinetics help people rediscover every single day. And don't just take my word for it. Let the thousands of people nationally who have used QC Kinetics tell you as well. It is awesome. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. It's a great time to book your free consultation with appointments available on Saturday. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
Target's early Black Friday deals are almost here, and they're bigger than ever. Take 40% off select gifts and holiday decor for 3 days only, starting this Thursday. Score can't-miss deals on new fits for the whole fam, festive lights and decorations to brighten your home, and even top toys like select Lego sets for endless holiday fun. Shop in-store or online, but don't miss out. These deals are going fast. 40% off gifts and holiday decor starts Thursday, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Has your home been on the market without success and it's an expired listing, man? I'll tell you what, that can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around, and the Sharp Homes team can also give you options. If you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. And in today's market, you need an agent you can trust to secure the best deal tailored to your unique situation, not a generic approach. That's why if I needed to sell my home, I'd make the only phone call I need to make, and that's the Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team. She's that agent. With sophisticated strategies and numerous options at her disposal, she's prepared to guide you through the market and deliver exceptional results. Find them on Google. Just Google Sharp Homes team. It's pretty easy. Just Google Sharp Homes team, and when you're there, you can read from over 225 five-star Google reviews and see why the Sharp Homes team is selling more homes than anybody. 150 in the last 12 months alone. So Google them, Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team, and start packing.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be, with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best-dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or NewtonJames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 70 eastbound gets heavy past 110th Street, stays slow into the 435 interchange with construction. Missouri side 71 northbound still rolling from 87th up to Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
He's the Chiefs' all-time leading tackler and four-time Pro Bowler.
Derek Johnson picks it. He's up the right sideline, 30-yard line, 25, and down into Washington territory. Derek Johnson.
But to us, He's our forever linebacker.
I want to be battle tested. I want to go through some adversity. I want to go through some things where you say, "Oh man, we gotta figure this out."
Here's number 56, Derek Johnson, with Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Here we go. It is 7:20 on a Monday, and we are joined now by our guy, former linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Derek Johnson. And Derek Johnson, brought to you by Community American Credit Union. Member owned, open to all. Community American Credit Union, invested in you. DJ, right out of the chute, what went completely wrong last night for this defense that has got you thinking today?
Oh man, I was trying to connect the dots last night during the game. We started out so slow and just never really slowed Josh Allen down. And not really Josh Allen, honestly. It was Cook. The running game was so efficient, over 100 yards rushing. We usually don't do that. So that's something that's new to us. So when you're on the road, somehow you got to stop the run and just to get them behind the sticks and get them in third and long. You know, they were pretty good in their third down conversions. We weren't, on our offensive side of the ball. And we just never had a handle on them. We played catch up the whole game. And when you play against a really, really good team in a hostile environment on the road, you got to come with more juice, more execution, and we just didn't do it for whatever reason. And the defense side of the ball is probably the most disappointing, I would say.
Yeah, why is that, though? Like, why didn't they come ready to play in that game and have that more juice, if you will, at the beginning of the game? Because it looked kind of flat, and I was with you. I'm trying to connect the dots. I'm going, nothing makes sense right now.
Yeah, I couldn't put a finger on it. The same players out there. It's not like we, all the, starters were, not healthy. It was just, especially I didn't see that the tight ends would get off like they did. Well, really one tight end got off like they did, and that was maybe we played too much zone. We usually play more man-to-man, so and even when we started slow, I thought Spags would, figure it out, and we just never. If you can't stop the run, it's hard to figure anything out. So that kind of put us behind the 8 ball, and then even though Pat can be Superman, we don't, we don't want him to do that, especially not on the road. Maybe at home, but not on the road, and that's hard to do. And he tried, and that just didn't fruition for us.
What's going on with Chris Jones?
Oh man, I haven't watched him particularly, kind of just singled him out, but stat wise, he's not filling up the stat book at all. But Chris Jones is, he's one of the best defensive players in the league, and I'm sure his expectations are very, very high, and it's just the last few games he hadn't came through. So I think he's got to get a handle on it. We need Chris Jones. That's somebody that when our defense is playing really well, Chris Jones is a big part of it.
When you look at this team last night, offensive line obviously banged up a little bit. And sometimes you need that Superman game from Patrick Mahomes. Almost had it, but what do you notice? Like, if you were playing defense against this offensive line, where would you attack?
Oh man, I would against our offensive line.
Yeah, the Chiefs' offensive line. Like, where would you?
Yeah.
If you were playing linebacker against this Chiefs team. Like, what would you be telling the guys in the huddle? Like, what's the point of attack?
Yeah, I'm not confident that they can hold up and give Pat the right protection consistently throughout the game. So I wouldn't blitz them as much. I would just rush 4 and at times do some fire zone blitzing just to change it up. But I would rush 4 and see if they can hold up, because it's been tough for them to hold up, and Pat's been kind of running around with his head cut off. When you can just rush 4, you have more people in the back end for coverage. When you talk about 7 in coverage, it's hard to get the ball down the field. You need more people, especially around the receivers that we have. We have a good group of skilled guys. So the more people you have back there, the better you are. And being able just to rush forward and get pressure and get them off the spot, which is kind of it's hard to do in the league consistently. But right now, with our line and how banged up they are and people moving from different positions, there's no consistency there. So I would just give my best rusher like a Bosa. He kind of went off and did his thing last night.
Yeah, if you were this team, would you go out and would you add running help? Would you add defensive line help? Or where would you go if you were a general manager to help this team?
Oh man! Oh, you put on a big hat for me.
That's
right
right,
there.
baby. That's
let's
right.
see. I would say just more offensive linemen and depth, and definitely another running back to help Kareem. Kareem actually did really well. We couldn't stay with it because we were losing, but he did really, really good. So that part of the game was a plus when it comes to running the ball efficiently. We couldn't do it enough. But offensive lineman for sure. You got to protect the money. You got to protect Pat because he can do. He's got so many weapons on the outside. But if you can't protect him, he's not going to look as good.
One of those guys that they tried to get the ball to early and it worked in the first quarter was Rashee Rice. And look, I think he's going to go down as probably the greatest wide receiver in franchise history, in my opinion, trending that way. What happened after the first quarter? Because he was such an impact early on.
Yeah, they Buffalo did something to bracket him and to figure out a way to just to minimize his completions because he was going off. I mean, and you're right. He is. It's early to say that, but he is trending in a way to say, man, this is going to be one of our great ones. Just not on the Chiefs, but for the NFL to see. And we're glad to have him back. But we got to figure out a way to keep getting him the ball. They even put him in Wildcat. So they got some. Andy has some things drawn up for him. I would like to see probably Worthy get the ball down the field a little bit more. That was something that was missing that would really stretch them. But, man, just being able to protect Pat is the big deal on offense right now. And defensively, consistently, we're pretty good. And we just yesterday we didn't we started slow and still couldn't get a handle on it. But, yeah.
Yeah, last one here for you, DJ. This team goes into a bye. I know you know Andy Reid. You're 5-4. You're going to a bye, and you know what's ahead of you. It's Denver on the road. It's Indianapolis, and then it's Dallas and Thanksgiving. What would be the attitude right now with this team on a bye? Is it a shortened bye week of rest, or do you just do it normal and it is 5-4? You are who you are.
Yeah, you definitely you are who you are. 5-4. So there's some sense of urgency going on now. I wouldn't say panic, but there's like, all right, guys, we got to win now. Our division is the best it's ever been. So this is a time that 5-4, puts you really down on the list, and losing a couple early games really kind of put us back in the standing. But thought we had it going the last few weeks, but going to Buffalo, we didn't show up like we wanted to. But this is tough. I'm not gonna lie. We're in a spot where we got to start swinging. And this week, we got a veteran team, so I don't think you need to make it like a dog week because we lost. But we need to get rest and get ready to go, get our minds right, because Denver is getting better and better, and they're winning close games. And our division is one of the best in the league, and we own our division. So everybody's we're the standard. And right now, we got to fight our way every game. I mean, almost every week it's a win. We need to win. We got to win like now.
No doubt about it, DJ. We appreciate the time as always, man. Enjoy this week with no stress. Bye week, right? So we'll keep our ears.
And Arch Manning.
Yeah, and then hey, look, my overreaction Monday is everybody was too early to judge Arch.
Yep. He's getting better. He's got to keep getting better.
No doubt. Hey, buddy, we appreciate it. Have a good week off, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks about the Chiefs' next matchup against the Broncos that you hate.
Yes, sir. All right, now take it easy.
You bet. That's DJ there, former middle linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs, and that is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
I'm just looking at the picture of that play at the plate from the other night where the dude's sliding in, right? Like that close, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like
he was out by a pube hair.
I know. It's kind of like though that DJ play with the forward progress when you think about it. Like just a play that made absolutely no sense that basically changed the entire
the DJ play was the
course of the
deflected
game.
pass that was intentional grounding. That's the
that
DJ play.
that's true. Yes, that one yesterday.
Clearly obvious.
Yeah, but not challengeable. I've never seen anything like that.
Chiefs get all the calls.
Of course.
Yeah, they got them all last night.
One word.
First name is blank, and he
Patrick
goes on a
Mahomes
cruise.
body
He goes on a
slammed.
Caribbean cruise.
That's a legal play there.
No.
He was in bed.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. One word, baby. Not the exact weekend we wanted here in KC. One word on Chiefs Bills 21-28L.
It was depleting, deflating. Just the one word that I'll use: drawing board, because that's where you're going back to now. At 5-4, we're at the bye week. You were exposed a little bit yesterday along that offensive and defensive line. Drawing board. Get back there, fix this stuff, because now there's no more room for error.
Yeah, it's humbling, right? You feel good about the offense, and you're putting up numbers against teams that are playing backup quarterbacks or Geno Smith and depleted defenses. It's humbling. But again, here's the reality of this game, guys. You lose this game every year.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Straight up. I'm just being honest. You lose this game every year.
Yeah.
Why I didn't pick it in the script? Because I'm a coward. But look, I think this game is humbling. Now you're 5-4. You go to the end of the bye week. Is your left tackle going to show up and start playing football for this offensive line? We shall see. But you got 2 weeks, and then it's in Denver to see if you can take control more so in this division against a team that just seems to turn it on every single year or every single game with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So humbling would be my one word.
Yeah, instead, we all picked the Chiefs blowout. Script's going to be great coming up at 8 o'clock.
Be fun to see how bad we were, right? Yeah,
fun.
that's even better.
Don't quit your day job, dude.
Oh, I've gotten to listen to them this morning. They're pretty great.
I'm sure they are, but if they would have won, they would have all been dead on right,
100%. Like you said, it's better this way.
It is.
World Series, best I've ever seen. 7 games. Felt like Toronto had it a million times. They could not get it. Dodgers go back-to-back. One word on that amazing World Series.
The word I'm going to use is agree, because I agree 100% with you. It's 48-28, 20 years difference. You say it's the best ever. I think it's the best I've ever seen. The Royals winning was awesome.
For sure.
But it wasn't like what we just witnessed, where a guy who wasn't a baseball fan 18 months ago was glued to the TV set on a Saturday night.
Literally,
right? And
exactly.
a Friday night. And it checked all the boxes. It gave you everything you wanted. It was dramatic. It was epic. It was heart-wrenching. Great games that, again, a non-baseball fan 18 months ago could be into it, and everybody could be into it. So agree is the word that I use, because it was, I think, the best ever. I'll get to the J today, and Ron and those guys will tell me, there was a good one back in the day, and I'm sure they're probably right about that. Or they may just say the same thing and go, guys, I'm in my 70s. I haven't seen anything better than that, right? It was awesome, man.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Cool. Dodgers, baseball, money, have fun. I mean, it's awesome. Yamamoto.
You sound like it's awesome.
I just don't care. I really don't.
But it was a great series.
Sure. The team that won was going to win at the end of it, and they hit 2 home runs to win the game. So, I mean, yeah, it's electric. It's fun. But, at the end of the day, it's like, you can gas up your best friend. He's taking home the 10, and you're going home with the 4. So, it is what it is. Dodgers win. Congrats. Fix baseball.
And now we're a year away. 1 year from today. Lockout. And that sucks.
Gosh, I hope not, man. I'm just now...
Oh, it's going to happen.
Invested.
Yeah.
I'm getting into this.
They're going to lock them out. There's no question about it. Now, will it cause them to miss spring training? Will it cause them to miss games? Well, if that happens, then you're going to have some explaining to do, as Lucy used to have to do to Ricky back in the day.
Let's keep up going here. J.J. McCarthy, it's crazy. He's been in the league 2 years now. He's played 3 games, and probably like 10 of those quarters have been pretty rough, but he's won 2 of the games, and man, in those quarters that he's looked good in, it has been awesome. The Vikings win yesterday to beat the Lions and keep their season alive. One word on J.J. McCarthy specifically.
Is LFG one word, or is that considered 3 words? Because I'm going to go LFG on that one. Doing the LFG to Tom Brady on TV like he did yesterday was great to see. J.J. McCarthy get that win for the Vikings yesterday. LFG, baby.
LFG. That was awesome.
Everybody's going to eat. One word on J.J. McCarthy? I mean, still fresh. I don't know. Like, there's not a whole lot out there. I mean,
it was a big story yesterday. The talks was before that game, if he didn't play well,
yeah,
there'd be a lot of big discussions going on in Minnesota.
Because as you mentioned, how many games has he played now?
That was his 3rd game.
3rd game, and there have been big discussions whether or not a guy who just played his 3rd NFL game in 2 years has got it or not. Gotcha. But you're right. You're 100%
exactly
right.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, they were saying that Kevin O'Connell might have lost the whisper of being the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Here we sit.
Just relax, dude. Like, no one's panicking about the Chiefs. No one's, I don't know. I mean, people are panicking, but again, just relax, man. Like, week 10.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy's played, 3 games, 2 this year. He's won them both.
All three this year. Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought he lost the second game he played. Thought he was terrible.
No, I'm just saying all 3 were this year. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Second game was awful.
Came
First game was
and,
awful for 3 quarters.
Yeah, but he figured out a way to win.
Yep. One word on being halfway done officially. I guess technically, they're actually halfway at the halfway point yesterday. All right, whatever. One word on being about halfway done with the NFL season. 5-4 for your Chiefs.
Quick.
Seriously.
I can't believe it, to be honest with you. I mean, my wife and I talking about it yesterday. She goes, we were just talking about like 72 days away from the start of the NFL season, and now we're at the halfway point of the year. You know what? It moved fast, and it's only going to move faster. Now we got the bye week. By the time we get back from the bye week, it's Thanksgiving. It's the holiday season.
Yeah.
Everything is going to start picking up. That's why now they need to bear down. They need to hunker down and say, all right, we're 5-4. It's not the end of the world. It's not great. It's not the end of the world. What are we going to do over these next final 8 games of this season to give us that push that we need to get into the playoffs and do what we normally do? So quick is the word I'll use. Bye week's going to be quick. The rest of the season's going to be quick. There's no more room for mistakes.
Yeah, one word going into week 10 of the NFL season. Chiefs 5-4. I would say my one word to being 5-4 going into the bye week would be disappointed. I think I'll be honest with you. I thought they'd be a little bit better going into this week. I don't know how much better. I mean, 6-3, I would have been ecstatic, right? Or I guess 6-4, I'd have been a little bit happier. That's where I maybe would have thought things would have been. But then again, you go back at the schedule. I didn't know Baltimore was going to be completely depleted when you played them in week 4. You won that game. Luckily, we got Russell Wilson, not Jackson Dart. The Raiders are terrible. I didn't know Detroit was going to be depleted on defense. You won that game. I didn't think you'd lose to Jacksonville, and here we are. So, it's still got the rest of the season to go. You got 8 games. You can only lose 2 of them. You got to go 6-2 the rest of the way. You went 5-4 in the first half, so got to be a game better in the second.
And there is time, and there's also time until the trade deadline. Already making moves this morning are the Philadelphia Eagles. They went and got edge rusher from the Miami Dolphins, Jalen Phillips, there for a 3rd-round pick. I believe he is on an expiring deal.
With 2 E's.
One word on the trade deadline.
Fast, and they got to get moving. So if they're going to make a move, it's going to obviously come before, 3 o'clock tomorrow. But even after acquiring Jalen Phillips, the Eagles are still having 8 draft picks in this year's upcoming draft. So they had picks that were disposable, that they could go out there and trade. I mean, they still have 8 picks in this year's draft, so they had capital to go out there and spend. I don't know what the Chiefs' draft capital is going in. I'm sure Binkley will text us here in a second and let us know so we don't have to look it up. But what the Chiefs' draft capital is going into that draft, do they have fewer picks? Do they have more picks? Do they have that kind of cachet that they can go out there and spend over the next 24 to 30 hours or whatever it's going to be before we reach the end of that trade deadline? So it'll be interesting to see. Plus, the Dolphins are reportedly eating a good portion of his salary to move on to the Miami Dolphins. So they wanted this guy gone too. We'll eat the salary and we'll move on. Got to find one of those type of deals out there for some interior defensive line help.
Yeah, I would say busy. Get busy. Go fix your team. You want to win. You want to win now. You want to keep this window open. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to get rid of Sean Manaea and other players to go get a Ben Zobrist who might just play for you for 1 year and then go win a World Series on another team the very next year. It's okay to be aggressive. I would like to see that because this isn't the Chiefs of the past. This isn't the dominant team in the AFC anymore. This isn't that team where it's like, yes, I know the odds still stack in the favor of the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward throughout the season. But again, like you look at that team, and here we are today, an hour and a half into the show, and we're finding all these flaws. Go fix those flaws with guys that maybe you missed on, and go pick up guys in free agency that can help this team win and be that team, because I still believe the AFC is wide open.
The whole league is wide open right now, and that's a great point by you. But let me ask you this. What if they had not won Super Bowls? I think they'd be a lot more aggressive than where they are right now. I think the Eagles are looking at their window. I think they've got a smaller window than the Chiefs do, because I think there are people who still don't believe in the quarterback and coach in Philadelphia for that matter, right? So I think because we have won the Super Bowl, and I hate to use the sense of urgency isn't there, because that's not the case at all. But I think when you have those in your back pocket, you're not looking at this as the last year, like we've got to go all in. Like for the Royals, they went all in. They hadn't done it. It was the right thing to do in baseball. In the NFL, you're talking about a team that's on the top. And you guys may know this more than I, did the New England Patriots in that 20-year run ever make a huge trade in season at the trade deadline to get better? I don't know the answer to that question. If the answer is no, I would say maybe the Chiefs are kind of in that boat as well. They've got this dynasty established. Maybe they don't win the Super Bowl this year, but they're still in that dynastic area, and they want to continue to move it forward. And I think they believe that draft picks are the way to do that. I'm just giving you their side of things. I would be upset if a trade isn't made, but I'm also thinking to myself, I don't want to see them have to overspend and get out of what they normally do to try to take a shot at something, because sometimes when you get out of what you normally do, it makes the situation worse.
Yeah, I don't know. We can continue to talk about the trade deadline the rest of the day, because it does end tomorrow, I believe like 4 o'clock our time or 3 o'clock our time, whatever it is. It's middle of the day tomorrow. Up on the other side, should KC have gone for it on 4th down at the end of the half? We'll discuss here on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, if you're thinking to yourself, man, I just don't know what I want to do. I'm thinking about a career change. I just don't know what's out there. Well, I'm here to help you with that, because my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers are saying, hey, come work for us. We're going to take care of you. And they do take care of you. They take care of Kansas City. They're building Kansas City. Everywhere you look, the Sheet Metal Workers are involved, and they give back all football season long. They gave $1,500 a week to 2 high school football programs every single week. And now they're saying, hey, come work for us, because we've got a paid opportunity that is our pre-apprenticeship program. It lasts 15 months, and you'll start at $24.55 an hour, increasing to $27.27 an hour after 3 months. And then after you become a first-year apprentice, you'll earn $30 per hour. And like I said, family health coverage at no cost to the employee. You see the Sheet Metal Workers doing work all over Kansas City, from industrial sheet metal to HVAC service and repair to those beautiful sculptures on top of Bartle Hall. They did all of that. So check them out now and see if that's a career fit for you. Smart Local 2 welcomes everyone, from seasoned professionals to those with no experience, and they offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while giving you the tools and support you need to succeed. Visit them now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. Synergen X and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. What makes them the MVPs? Well, they use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone to increase it, and not just those compounds that might exist in other places. Synergen X and Low T Center are the real experts you can trust for quality care. Most major insurance is accepted, and you can choose between in-person or online appointments. And for a limited time only, visit any Synergen X or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation and free T-test, and automatically entered for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia such as jerseys, balls, or helmets, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Synergen X and Low T Center are getting you to the top of your game. A TRT MVP. Get in today and get your health back and win. Visit TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
Having a financial partner who's all in changes everything. It's the difference between hoping for a home and holding the keys. Between dreaming about your own business and actually opening the doors. Between turning what ifs into what's next. At Community America, we're here for every moment, with financial expertise built around every part of your life. Because when you have a financial partner that's invested in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 70 eastbound getting pretty heavy at 110th Street. Stays very slow into the 435 interchange. Missouri side 70 westbound gets heavy around Truman. Stays off again, on again slow into the downtown loop. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
913-586-7965. We're here for you today. Phone line's open if you have a grievance you want to give off about the game last night or the rest of the season. Chiefs 5-4. They fall last night to the Buffalo Bills, 28-21 in a normalcy game throughout the regular seasons in the past.
Yeah, it just happens. We go to Buffalo, we lose in the regular season, and then come to find out we are going to be there next year in the new stadium yet again because we have the AFC East next year. And so we just continue to go to Buffalo and face them in the regular season, which is fine. We'll take care of business. I got a text from my friend Jimmy Gaffney, local celebrity Bills fan, and he texted me, he goes, I don't want to see you again. Because Bills fan immediately went from winning the game, going, oh, we always win this game, to, oh, my God, I don't want to see these guys again, in the postseason. I did see some tweets from Buffalo complaining about Chiefs fans saying, it's the regular season Super Bowl for Buffalo and all that kind of stuff. Hey, you go celebrate your win, man. You guys got a big win over the Chiefs yesterday, exposed them, and showed that, in the regular season right now, Buffalo's got this thing moving, and the Chiefs need to kind of figure some things out, and they will, because they have Andy Reid and they have Patrick Mahomes that are going to get this stuff stuff figured out. So I just think right now there's no panic mode. It's 5-4. It's the halfway point of the season. We get the opportunity to kind of decompose for a week, take a deep breath, figure out where we are, and then kind of get back to this thing. And then know once this season gets back and moving in the right direction again, where we got games, it's go time. There's no more playing around.
Matt came up with the question last night, should the Chiefs have gone for it on 4th down at the end of the half?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at that point in time, yeah, you might as well have. I mean, you were down, at the 1 yard line, and you've got the, what do they call it now? The hunt bunt instead of the tush push, and didn't work so much yesterday. It worked on that first play of the game, but if you have the opportunity to run Kareem Hunt there at the 1 yard line and get him into the end zone, yeah, go for it. What'd you guys think about that?
When it was happening, I was like, no, I kind of see where they're coming from. They get the ball back. Defense is going to shore up. But then as the game went on and after I thought about it, rewatched it, I was like, yeah, no, it makes sense. They should have gone for that. They should have been aggressive. You've got an inch left. Yeah, if you want to call it a run, that's fine. QB sneak could work, but we know that's never going to happen. But yeah, probably one more play would have worked. I think it's a huge turning point in the game.
Yeah, you get a field goal there, and it's 21-10. You get 21-13. It's 8. It would have been nice to have that touchdown there because I know we were all thinking the 2-for-1 at that point in time, right? Get down to that 1 yard line on the Hollywood Brown reception.
And he could have scored.
Yeah, I'm sure that he
turn around.
Probably looks back at that and goes, "Yeah, I did that wrong."
Yeah.
But he was the guy yesterday that made some big plays as well. But you probably should have gone for it. You had 4 chances from the 1 yard line. I do believe if they had the extra timeouts, if they didn't use their timeouts earlier in the half, they probably would have run it at least one more time down around the goal line. But when they did, and they got that first one, he was stuffed. You at that point in time, they know you're going to throw the football because you don't have that extra timeout, and you would have blown it. And you probably would have got no points had you run it again.
Yeah.
But on 4th down, obviously, maybe you do go for it there because those 3 points, they really weren't going to matter. I didn't think at that point in time. I wanted to be selfish. I wanted to get the touchdown, and I wanted to go for the 2-for-1. And I do feel like if they got the touchdown there, that would have given that momentum going into halftime because that was kind of a deflated balloon. I know I felt that way when they only got the field goal. I felt like, that's all right, though. We'll get the ball back. We'll score a touchdown. They immediately went 3 and out to start that second half. And so I think, the more I look back, hindsight being 2020, I was kind of go for it at the time, but I also knew the situation with no timeouts, and you could have risked not getting any points at that point in time. But looking back, did that 3 really matter? Probably not.
I still think the opening drive that was stagnant was tough. I mean, you go out there, they score, you go 3 and out. It looked like you were kind of pressuring. Mahomes looked a little more amped up, per se. I know Tony kind of hit on that in the broadcast about, he looks a little juiced up, looks a little, he was missing some throws high. Maybe some of that is a result of the offensive line. You hope that you get your left tackle back that you drafted to protect Mahomes for the next foreseeable future. We'll see what happens with that as more comes on. Again, all we know is that he plans on joining the team soon. That's what Nate Taylor wrote about it. That's the guy that's close to the situation. That's the beat writer for the Chiefs of ESPN. And the more they know, the more we'll know. And I think that you've got to get that figured out. That's a big part of the season moving forward because in the first, quarter of the Washington game, Jalen Moore was getting absolutely pulverized. Last night, Jalen Moore, Juwan Taylor got absolutely destroyed by Joey Bosa. And I hate to bring this up to you guys, but that defensive play in 2 weeks is probably the best in the game. And they got some guys that can get after the quarterback to mention there as well. So, look, I'm always go for it. I've been that way since I was, able to put, the Madden sticks in my hand. Like, why not, on 3rd and 8, try to get 6 yards, and then on 4th and 2. I think that most NFL teams, outside of maybe a few, can get 2 yards. But obviously, hell yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think also, too, you've got this offense right now that's kind of been working, right? It's been going for you. You should have gone for it there and called your best play. But again, everybody knew you were throwing the football. Everybody knew exactly what you were going to do because you didn't have those timeouts left. And so you were kind of in a tough situation that looking back, maybe you would have kept the timeout in your pocket. Maybe you wouldn't have. During the first half of that game. But, it's so easy to sit around and second guess. But I think we were all first guessing at that point in time. This Chiefs offense that's been playing its best it has in the last couple of years, you got to get 1 yard. Let's go for it at that point in time. But I also understand, Andy, let's get 3 going into halftime, get the ball back. If we get the ball back to start the half, we move down the field, we score a touchdown, basically tie this game. You're 21-20 at that point in time, and now we've got ourselves a ball game. It just didn't work out the way that they wanted this thing to work out. Sometimes the best best laid plans just never get answered,
Who gets more blame last night from you guys, the offensive line or the defensive line?
Well, I think for me, it's the defensive line. They've got to play better than that. You've got to give your team a chance to get the ball back on offense. And even Tony Romo had said it, and it's not about third downs for me at all. It's about first downs. The Chiefs were not good on first downs yesterday on offense, and they were not good on first downs yesterday on defense. They were giving them 2nd and 3s. Buffalo was playing from ahead of the chains the entire effing time. That's why they were able to convert on third downs. I think third down stat is kind of a fallacy. It really does need to be what teams are doing on first down. I would love somebody to just make that a prime stat that we could easily look up. What did teams do on first down?
First down success rate.
It dictates the entire drive. And when the Chiefs were good defensively on first downs, you know what Buffalo did? They punted. It was pretty simple. When they bottled up the play on first down, they didn't get anything going. They had to punt the football, drives ended, missed a field goal, the whole 9 yards. You've got to play big on first downs. And the Chiefs right now aren't playing big, both offensively or defensively in that game on first downs. First down is the down that dictates the entire drive. And if you go, an incomplete pass or you gain 1 yard, now you're at 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. Everybody and their brother knows what you're doing for those next 2 plays. That first down has to be better on defense, and first down has to be better on offense as well. You've got to be playing from ahead of the sticks in that plus territory. And the Chiefs didn't do that yesterday.
Yeah, no, on either side. And credit Sean McDermott on the goal line calling that timeout.
Yeah.
To get his defense set up and get them back because they held him. That was a huge timeout by
Huge
McDermott.
timeout. The great coaching move by Sean McDermott. A lot of times he gets out-coached by Andy.
Yeah, and that was one where he had the upper hand. They would have scored had he not called that timeout. So that was huge. And, yeah, first down success rate is the stat you're looking for, and there's no doubt they were low on that margin on both sides. I would blame the defensive line by a lot more.
Was it the first drive the Buffalo Bills had 6 first downs?
Yeah, it was a 7-minute drive, right? Yep.
And that was par for the course. That was 11 plays. That was 11 of their first 15. We talked about that the other day, right? We knew that was going to be the way it was. I wasn't concerned about that. It was the rest of the game that concerned me. They didn't do their normal tightening of the screws that Steve Spagnuolo does. Or maybe he did, and the players just didn't make the plays at that point in time. And so that could be on the players. You got to go out there and make the plays. I don't think Spagnuolo's calling a bad defense to try to get them to lose, and so the players need to go out there and execute. But for me right now, man, first down is key to this whole thing. And when you say success rate on first down, what do you mean by that? 5 or more yards?
Yeah, I believe it. So, yeah, first down, it's 5 or more. Second down, it's half of whatever you have left. And then third down, do you get the first?
Right.
I believe is how that stat it works.
Yeah, okay. So success rate.
Kind of what you're talking about.
Well, it is. And I don't know what people are determining success rate, but I would think 5 yards or more on first down is what you want to do to give yourself that opportunity to put yourself in an either-or situation. You don't want to be in a oh, we know we're going to run or we know we're going to pass situation because, teams can plan for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a couple of run blitzes the other day that were really nice. I mean, that worked, but not enough. And so if you're not effective on first down, your whole drive is for pot. And so you got to go out there and figure out a way to get these guys stuffed on first downs. That needs to be the calling card for this defense going into the rest of the season.
Buffalo 23 first downs, Kansas City 16. Buffalo 7 of 12 on third down, Kansas City 3 of 13. There's your game.
Eesh.
There's your game right there. That's why the time of possession is 34-45 to 25-15.
And they had easy converts, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4. The Chiefs were facing 3rd and longs a lot of times.
Coming up on the other side, you get to laugh at us because we were super wrong of what's in the script here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Creed Humphrey, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I'll tell you, my friends over at Newton James are awesome. A great new men's clothing store in downtown Overland Park at 80th and Metcalf. And I was in there last Tuesday talking to Chad, who owns Newton James, named after his grandfather, which I absolutely love. And this store is absolutely amazing. I went in there not knowing truly what to expect, but the clothing options that they have at Newton James are second to none. This is awesome, guys. If you want to look good at work, Newton James can help you out. If you want to look good on the golf course, Newton James can help you out. If you want to look good, just normal, everyday attire, Newton James can help you out with that. And they're going to make you feel great as well. You know how I battled my weight my entire life. I went in there and I was wearing sizes that I never thought I would wear before. And the folks at Newton James were telling me how awesome I worked. It was not only a great shopping experience, it was a self-esteem boost for me that I needed to go to see the folks over at Newton James. So if you want to look your best, if you want to have that casual, cool look, if you want the best in clothing, then Newton James is where you need to go. Like I said, they're located in downtown Overland Park at 80th and Metcalf. 80th and Metcalf, very simple, small store. Go in there, ask for Chad, talk to him. You're going to get unbelievable service from shoes to shorts to slacks to pants to jeans. Can't wait to get my new jeans back from Newton James. It's going to be awesome. Check them out today for that best dressed look. It's Newton James.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Car wreck? Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Stay comfortable year-round with fast, reliable service 24/7, even weekends and holidays. Already invested in repairs? Save up to $4,500 on a new HVAC system. Schedule today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 70 eastbound gets heavy to 110th Street, stays very slow into the 435 interchange with construction. 35 southbound off again on again heavy from 635 down towards Shawnee Mission Parkway. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
O'clock here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. We do it every Friday. We try to get our scripts right feel like we need to go to the doctor and get a different script for sanity here on this show. But Mac, you know the deal. Let us know how much of a loser we sound like when it comes to trying to predict a game that they lose every single year. God forbid we ever take it. But here is what we got wrong terribly in the script. Getting out to an early lead is a must. It won't happen. Buffalo controlling the clock. It won't happen. Everything that you think will happen will not. So it's funny we do that script thing, especially this week. But if I could, I will do my best. I think this is a Xavier-worthy type of game. Why? Sometimes Andy Reid gets cheeky. I think Rice will still get 7 to 8 receptions, but Worthy will do more damage. I'm looking at Xavier Worthy to have 100 yards receiving in this game. No receiver's done it. Why not have it be the first time against a team that let you draft him ahead of them? I also think Hollywood Brown will score. I also think they will seal the deal with a deep pass to Tyquan Thornton. I think James Cook gets 70 yards rushing. I think Allen has a big pick late in the game, but I think his legs will have us all pissed off throughout the game. I like the Chiefs in this matchup, 34-24.
This team is not going to start slow. These Chiefs are going to come out hot, ready to go. The offense is going to get the ball. They're going to begin. They're going to drive down for a touchdown scored by aforementioned Hollywood Brown. Ray Davis is going to make a big play for the Buffalo Bills. It'll feel like the Chiefs should be up more, but it'll be 17-10 at half. They'll be in control of the game. And then the Bills get the ball to start the second half. They're going to open up with a turnover. That's when the floodgates open. Rice will be the first 100-yard receiver of the season. Xavier Worthy will have a big rush this game on the ground, and Chris Jones will get a sack. Mahomes throws for 275. That's being modest. 4 touchdown passes through the air for 15. Chiefs win this one handily, 31-17.
All right, for me this week, here we go. We ready? We're out. We're ready to go. We're ready to have this game. We're ready to look at this game. This is one where the Chiefs are going to send a message, ladies and gentlemen. They've heard all the noise. They've heard your talking. It is message time for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the game of the year. It's week 9. It's the Chiefs and Bills, and this time it's going to be different. This has always been the Bills game, right? They always take care of business in the regular season. Sorry, those days are now officially over. The Chiefs will come out on fire. Buffalo will drive down the field, take a ton of time off the clock to start. Chiefs will hold them. They'll get the ball back. They'll go to work. It's deep ball after deep ball after deep ball. Rice, Worthy, Thornton all have at least a catch of one catch at least of 10 yards or more. Kelsey continues to be Mr. Reliable. 5 catches, over 80 yards, and a touchdown. The running backs this week are used in an as-needed basis. 3rd and short, change of pace. Even that way, they still get close to 100 combined yards on the ground. Everyone eats. Everyone's happy. Chiefs win 35-0.
Woo! Boy, do we sound like homers.
Who is that woo? Was that last week or was that you added on today?
That was Max Flair.
That was me last week when I
last week, okay.
Naive.
We've gone 2 hours and still not mentioned that was Patrick Mahomes' worst game of his career.
Statistically, it was.
I mean, under 50% completion percentage in that game yesterday.
Yeah, he's running for his life.
Yeah.
Needs that left tackle back.
Needs him back. Needs more than that at this point in time. I'm more worried about Juwan Taylor now than I am about anything. And so I don't know what to make of that. I haven't gotten any information, about Juwan Taylor, but that looked a little concerning to me after the game, kind of limping around a little bit. So hopefully.
And then the Kingsley thing, did we hear? I mean,
haven't heard much about that either.
That didn't seem like that was going to be a long-term thing, but obviously that's just guessing.
Yeah, so we've got to figure out, what's going on along that offensive line. And, they always say the bye comes at the right time. So hopefully this is the right time where we can get everybody healthy that needs to be healthy along that offensive line. And hopefully the Juwan Taylor thing isn't something that becomes a major issue for this team. Because if it does, and then we still don't have Josh Simmons back into the fold, it could be very tricky along that offensive line. And, I think maybe today, if we see kind of trades start to pop a little bit. If they go out and get an offensive lineman, maybe that kind of tells you where they think the Josh Simmons situation is going at this point in time. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud of, what this team needs and why Patrick Mahomes suffered his worst game from an offensive standpoint of his career. And I think it does. It probably does go back to that offensive line, especially in the second half. Because I thought for the first half, that line was fine. I didn't have any issues with the offensive line. They were, for the most part, healthy. At that point in time, it started to kind of unravel late in the game.
Yeah, it did. And I think it goes back to just let's start with some layups. Let's start with some easy jump shots.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of get this thing going. Don't abandon the run too early either. I felt like they could have done that. We always talk about that, though. I'm not surprised by that, but I want more layups. We've got the easy button on offense now. It felt like we were hesitant to use it a little bit yesterday.
Yeah,
and credit to the Bills. They played really well.
Yeah, they did. No, and that's sometimes the thing we forget, right?
Yeah.
We forget that there are, other paid professionals out there. They're paid to kick your ass. And so I'm sure they'll go back and look at the tape and maybe they'll say it wasn't the offense or the line, because there were times where it felt like Patrick was holding the ball for a while.
Yep.
Like nobody
100%.
was getting open or, whatever they were doing. But therein lies, again, the Buffalo Bills saying, we're only rushing 4, guys. We don't need to do really more than that. We're going to bring 4 guys, and let's see if you guys can protect Patrick Mahomes as we rush 4. You have 5, we have 4. You should have the man advantage, and it didn't work that way. And so as they're trying to mess around with the offensive line, nobody was getting open. It was just they were predictable yesterday, I think, for the first time in a while under Andy Reid. You kind of knew what they were going to do. They got rid of the run fast. They didn't really try, to kind of establish that run. Yes, they were playing from behind, but you still have to go out there and kind of establish who you are and what you're going to do to keep that defense off balance. I don't think they did that at all yesterday. I just thought all around, like there's nobody you're walking away from that game going away and saying, wow, they really played well yesterday, right? Like other than the kicker, the punter had a couple of nice punts. But other than that, you're not walking away from that game saying, wow, that guy played good or this guy played good. I think it was a collective failure by everybody and a good kind of message going into the bye, like, guys, it's poop or get off the pot time now here in Kansas City. We don't have much time to mess around anymore. And when we get back from the bye, it's effing go time.
Mac, new idea for the script segment. We should have people call in to the voicemail that they can do, right? You can on the app. You
leave
can
audio messages.
Yeah. So this comes from David or David. After that analysis, you all should resign. David and KC. Next time, let me do the analysis. I had the Chiefs losing this game. All right. Well, there's your option, David.
You tell your. I'm not even gonna go there.
So yeah, you can call in. You can give your script.
Don't waste your breath.
And then we can do that for you if you are there. So thanks for understanding the segment. But yeah, so there you go. That is the script presented by Foaling. Fool around and find out. You can go this weekend. No Chiefs game.
Mm-hmm.
You got a wedding on Saturday.
Yeah, wedding Saturday.
Big
yeah.
Nathan getting married on
Nathan's
Saturday.
getting married Saturday.
And Laurent's Kansas. Should be fun.
Looking forward to it. And then we got Denny's wedding next week.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Getting married at the K.
I can't wait.
Coming up on the other side, Everybody Eats Kind of, plus Josh Klingler, the sideline reporter for the Chiefs Radio Network, joins us here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I will tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics want to make sure that you're feeling better, right? And if you're waking up this morning and you've got shoulder pain or back pain or knee pain or hip pain or any of that pain in your joints, it's, you know what? It's a reminder of what you used to be able to do. And you want to get back there, right? Well, I've got great news for you. Relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? Well, that's where QC Kinetics comes on board. They tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair that damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. And we're not talking about science fiction. It's your body's comeback story powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. So if that sounds good, then you need to call my friends over at QC Kinetics and help people rediscover every day what they've been missing. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. It's a great time to book your free consultation with appointments available on Saturdays to fit your schedule. So call QC Kinetics now at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. All 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, this is Doug. I'm a patient with Heartland Men's Health. I've been doing low T treatment for just under a year now. I've always dedicated my life to work. I've always found the time to go to gym. I'm 46 years old. My energy level has been on a roller coaster. With work, when we would have like long, stressful meetings, I would notice that I was very exhausted and drained afterwards. And with the low T treatment, I'm not as stressed. I started to feel a lot more level-headed. The roller coaster kind of went away. I think Heartland Men's Health, they really have it figured out. The professional staff, I think it's a wonderful treatment for men of any age. And it's definitely a benefit I'm going to continue.
Thank you. It's true. Your initial appointment includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future, because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/royal rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
70 eastbound on the Kansas side, pretty heavy from 110th Street in towards 435 with ongoing construction. 435 southbound gets heavy past Holiday Drive with an accident reporting. Slows again from Shawnee Mission Parkway down to Midland with an accident off to the left shoulder. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving back into it, guys, already almost 2.5 hours into the show. We got 10 more minutes. We get to be joined by John Klinger, who does sideline reporting for those Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get his analysis as well. God, you feel bad for Jaden Daniels. dislocated
Boy,
elbow.
that looked nasty, doesn't it?
Should have pulled the starters after the first quarter. It was 28-0. You weren't winning that game.
And now they're saying he may or may not be done for the year. Great analysis there. But, man, you don't want to see an injury like that, man.
I saw something on X that said the same injury at the same spot on the field against the same team is what happened to RG3.
That's freaky. That is crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's what I saw. Now, again, I don't know how
Insane.
much truth there is on X anymore.
Yeah, of course.
But the video I saw, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but last night it said same injury, same place of the field against the same team. Was the same thing that happened to RG3.
Yeah, so the Commanders were losing 38-7 with 7. You're right. Pull your.
Why are you in the game?
Seriously,
what are you
yeah.
doing? That's already banged up.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that's a quote-unquote fireable offense, but it's going to be under scrutiny today. Like, if Patrick Mahomes is in a game and we're down 38-7, let's just say, and gets hurt with 7.5 minutes to go, we're ripping Andy Reid today. And I think that's fair. But, you know, it's easy for us to do that and fans to do that. And then you look at the other side and you say, if I pull my guy, am I waving the white flag? Am I letting my other guys down that have worked? But it's 38-7. You have to understand circumstance, too, as well, of a game. And at 38-7 with 7:29 left, you're probably not thinking your team is going to win that game. And at that point in time, it's probably, especially a guy who was injured, right? Did he play here on Monday night? I'm mistakenly lost on that one. No. So you had an injured quarterback who you brought back and then got injured, and now you could lose the rest of the season for, and who knows how it's going to affect him moving forward, but up 30 or down 38-7 with 7.5 minutes to go. Yeah, no starters should be on the field. It sucks for him as well, man. And, you know, also for C.J. Stroud, they keep saying concussion. What am I missing on that play? His elbow hit the other guy. Did his head hit the ground? I'm trying to kind of really look at that and see, because if C.J. Stroud plays in that game yesterday and is able to finish that thing off, maybe the Denver Broncos don't win. I mean, I know they're good and they're 7-2 and you are what your record is, but I keep watching this Denver team waiting for something to impress me, and I don't know what it is that I'm waiting for. And Davis Mills almost beat them yesterday in a relief role for
the skin of his neck.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I look at the Broncos and look, I know what their record is and I know what our record is, but I just don't look at the Denver Broncos as a good football team. I look at them as a fortunate football team at this point in time. But hey, you win games no matter how, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. But it gives me great pause and excitement for when we have to play Denver. Like, I just don't know that they're that good a football team. They're just finding ways to win at this point in time, and we'll see what happens when the competition gets a little bit better for them.
This comes from the AP, from Josh Dubow, I guess is his name, from the Associated Press.
He's great.
Patrick Mahomes' 44.1 completion percentage was the lowest for any Chiefs quarterback, 10-plus passes under Andy Reid. The last KC quarterback lower was Brady Quinn, 7 for 16, 43.8% versus the Broncos in Week 17 of 2012.
And that was not an Andy Reid coach team. So, yeah, that's the low. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Even Carson Wentz, who couldn't get a yard.
He still did it.
So as we...
Maybe he didn't throw 10 passes in that game.
As we awake and move forward in this reaction today, because tomorrow obviously will be a little bit different of a show. Today is more of a reaction and where you point blame. Is it the offensive line that had Patrick Mahomes playing this way, or is it time to every once in a while it's okay to put some blame on 15?
No, I think 15 was not great yesterday.
Because that's not good.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay to like we've made
in your life. Have you ever seen Patrick Mahomes and Brady Quinn in the same sentence?
No, well, I mean maybe from good-looking guys or something like that.
Yeah,
but
Brady's got him by miles.
I know Brady's so good-looking; it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's okay to say he didn't play his best. I thought at times in that game yesterday, and even Tony Romo kind of alluded to it, I thought we saw hero ball trying to be played by Patrick Mahomes. And when Patrick Mahomes goes out there and plays hero ball, it doesn't necessarily work for me, and it doesn't necessarily work for the team. I thought maybe he was trying to do too much yesterday. I thought that was one of those games where I'm like, I think, Mac, you had mentioned it earlier, or maybe it was you, Dusty. It definitely wasn't me. Take what's there, take what the easy route is or what's given or how.
The easy button,
hit the easy button. And I don't think Mahomes did that a lot yesterday. Like, the easy button was working early with Rashee Rice.
Yep.
And then they got away from him. And I will go on record. He's going to be the greatest wide receiver in franchise history. It's not going to even be close by the time it's all said and done. This guy is doing things that we've never even seen from time. He's lining up in the backfield. He's lining up split out. He's lining up as the quarterback. I mean, the way that they used Rashee Rice in the first quarter of that game, why did we stop doing that? Why did that stop? And we'll talk to Josh in a couple of minutes, who was down there on the sidelines. I'm sure he was very privy to all the calls that were being made. But, why did that stop, the situation in quarters 2, 3, and 4? All of a sudden, Rashee Rice just became kind of zero, invisible in that game. And so sometimes I think they do forget to press the easy button. I do think at times they sometimes make it hard for themselves. And I thought yesterday was one of those games. I just thought Patrick Mahomes, to me, yesterday just looked like a guy who felt like he had to go out there and it was week 3 all over again against the Giants. And if it wasn't going to be him making plays, nobody was. And I felt like he played that style of game that he forgot. All these last couple of weeks, all these guys have come alongside him. There is guys. They're here. There is help. They can help him. And I felt like yesterday he tried to do kind of it all himself. And I don't know if that's the impression that you guys had, but that's kind of the impression that I had yesterday. It was like Patrick Mahomes is trying to go out there and outduel Josh Allen, be better than Josh Allen, and beat Josh Allen all by himself, all while forgetting he's got a lot of good weapons out here right now.
I think the problem with the Chiefs is they did exactly what they do to other teams. They got them out of their characteristic. When they play the Ravens and Derrick Henry gets the ball in the first quarter, then never gets the ball again. Why? I don't know. The Chiefs feared that in you. Last night, the Chiefs went to Rashee Rice early. He had 4 catches for 80 yards, and one of them was 35 on a 4th and 17. So what happened last night? Andy Reid got out of his element and tried to do something different, and it didn't work. And that's normally what the Chiefs do to other people. And normally what the Chiefs do is they make the other quarterback play differently than they normally do. Last night, Buffalo did that. Hats off to Buffalo. They won that game. They always win that game. The problem is that the Chiefs are never 5-4 at the end of that game. The problem is the Chiefs are 6-3 or they're 7-2 or 8-1, whatever it may be.
We're worried about the 1 seed.
Right. And so you can piss that thought away for the 1 seed, in my opinion, right?
I'm not worried about that. Now it's just getting better to make sure you do get a spot at the table, you know?
Because currently right now, the black eye on the season is the Jacksonville loss.
Right.
Because now Jacksonville jumped you yesterday. You're now in 8th place, outside looking in, going into week 10 of your bye. And now you're in the point of the season where you're not hoping for a team to lose so you gain the 1 seed advantage. Now you're hoping for teams to lose so you gain the playoff advantage. So backs against the wall. I'm excited to see what this Chiefs team does going into the bye. I'm really hoping that this left tackle and Josh Simmons is ready to come back and be the guy that he's supposed to be, and you get some more comfortability at that offensive line. We'll see if that happens. He's played 5 games. He's missed 4. So he's been here half the season. He's been gone half the season. So we'll see if that kind of comes back. But again, I'm like you guys, man. Just stick to what you know. Don't try to get cute. Don't try to fickle with the play calling. Go to 4. I understand the whole everybody's going to eat thing. That's not true. It's simply not, right? Everybody's going to eat, sure, but more often than you want those people to eat more. And that's Rashee Rice. That's Travis Kelce. Those are the guys that were there last night that were working. It's not the running game. I'm still confused at where Elijah Mitchell is. Is he just AI? He's just a name?
Never heard of him.
Because Clyde Edwards-Helaire, handoff in the backfield, -2.
Yeah.
I get it. The history says he, does well against Buffalo. That was 3 years ago.
Well, that was COVID. It was more than 3. That was 5 years ago now, where he had that breakout game, and I hope they weren't using that as a reason to kind of give Clyde Edwards-Helaire the ball. Maybe they just felt he earned it more, because this Elijah Mitchell has been a 0. I mean, you want to talk about just bad signings. I mean, that's one right there.
Highest paid running back on the team.
Yeah, that you have to look at and go, okay, who swung and missed on this one? Yeah, what happened here? I mean, did you sign the guy and think he was going to be good, and then he got here and he wasn't, or did he just not fit in right away? There's got to be something there. I need more information on Elijah Mitchell at this point in time.
The better team last night was Buffalo, and in a game where you still only lost by 7.
Yeah, you lost by a touchdown. And again, but your point is brilliant, Dusty, because you said normal year this doesn't matter, but now at 5-4 it does. It does matter.
And the other thing is you missed. I want to say there were 2 key plays that are just so slim in margin for error. One of them was that screen pass they planned on throwing to Brashard Smith.
Yep.
If he catches that and it doesn't hit Trey Smith's helmet,
yep.
I'm not trying to sound biased. That's probably a 30-plus yard gain on screen pass to Brashard Smith.
He was open.
That doesn't happen. The pass deflected that you couldn't challenge, that's brutal. But hey, man,
are we going to get a rule change now this offseason? Because I think that's one where you do need to make
it happens to Josh Allen.
Okay, but that's a situation where you have to have a fail-safe in place in case something like that does happen, right? That's why we have rules. A lot of times you make rules for stuff that may never happen. But on the off chance it does, you've got to have a rule in place for that. And it was interesting to listen to the, I guess it was, Gene Steratore, who was on there, talking to us. I've never seen anything like this before ever in my life, And so now that we've seen something like that, now there does need to be a rule in there that, look, if there is a play and you're calling intentional grounding and the ball gets tipped, we need to be able to review that because that changes everything. That's probably not intentional grounding, obviously. If the ball doesn't get tipped and it stops right there at the line of scrimmage, replay needs to be used to correct errors that the officials are making on the field. And I don't think we do that enough, where now we've got the expedited review in New York. Why isn't New York radioing in and saying, hey, maybe we need to change that play because that ball was tipped. You need to pick up your flag. Like, we have the ability and the technology to do that. Isn't that what replay's for, to get those calls right? So now we're going to have to change a new rule and put a new rule in place to make sure that that's right.
But by God, could you imagine if they did reverse that call?
Oh my God. People would be. But imagine if that went the other way, though, Dusty. What if that was the opposite? It was against Buffalo and that got tipped. There they are, the refs again. They're in bed with the Chiefs.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's go to John Klinger.
He's traded sleep for tennis elbow and Bob for high school kids.
That's John Klinger.
But he's still the best in the business down there on the sidelines.
Let's go to the sideline. There's Josh Klinger.
It's Watson. Yeah, twice tonight. Justin Watson gets the big play. Jalen Watson gets the big play.
Here's Chiefs Radio Network sideline reporter Josh Klingler with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Watson, yes!
That's right. We go to the guy who's been on the show, 3 times in the last 6 days. Man, you doing well here on Fescoe and Dusty. We're now joined by the sideline reporter, Josh Klingler of the Chiefs Radio Network. Boy, Buffalo really seemed to kind of have the defense in plan last night, Mr. Kling. What say you?
Yeah, I'm ready for the bye from you guys. So I'm ready.
Good.
The bye comes at a perfect time to avoid you guys next week. Not to be too Buffalo-centric here, but I mean, that was like the perfect storm. You prevented Patrick Mahomes from running. You had a spy to keep him kind of in the pocket. You had enough on defense to be able to play one-on-one with all the receivers, which seemed to come as a surprise, I thought, to a lot of the kind of the Bills beat guys. Was kind of monitoring what they were saying yesterday, and their performance of their defense, I think, was the most surprising part, that they held up so well against the Chiefs. They had 2 young players step up, Cole Bishop and Maxwell Hairston, who have now been kind of their defense is a bunch of old names, and I think they allowed themselves to get old. Now they're kind of playing some of the younger kids on defense, and they saw it pay off, at least for a night. I mean, those 2 defensive backs for sure were really, really good. And then offensively, they took advantage of what the Chiefs still have an Achilles heel with, which is the tight end, or routes through the middle of the field, taking advantage of the linebackers in coverage. And that's something the Chiefs have not done all that well. And this is a team that finally exploited them. And then another hat tip for the Bills to me was, remember 2 years ago, guys, when the Chiefs decided we only really have 3 offensive playmakers and we're just going to get them the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did yesterday. They just had Cook and Shakir and Kincaid. And they're like, we've been trying to get other guys incorporated in this offense, and it's just not happening. So they're going to get very limited opportunities. A few of them did make those plays, but they basically just boiled it down to their 3 best playmakers, Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir, and said, this is what our offense is going to be until further notice. So I just thought the Bills did a terrific job yesterday, and tip of the cap to them. They got another regular season championship. They've also, though, put the Chiefs in a not great spot at 5-4 heading into the bye.
Yeah, and I think, a lot to touch on there with this, just Chiefs team. You mentioned Josh Allen and James Cook and Shakir. Those are your stars being stars. Patrick Mahomes was not a star yesterday, worst statistical game of his career. And you got to help me on Chris Jones, bro. Like, does he work here anymore?
Yeah, then after the game, he kind of said a lot of we things like we need. I wanted to hear him say, I need to, like, grab this defensive line by the throat and say, this is what we're going to do, because they neutralized him yesterday too. And that's a really good offensive line. They've really kind of been unsung in front of James Cook, the leading rusher in the NFL this year. But they neutralized Chris Jones as well. So I think the perfect game plan executed perfectly by the Bills. Can they do that every week? I don't know. But for this day, they certainly did. And then you mentioned kind of Patrick Mahomes' worst statistical game. One, the receivers weren't getting open. And then, I joke about, and we've joked about this for years, the bye coming at the right time. Ha ha ha.
Right.
It really does for this offensive line, because the offensive line is beat up right now. Trey Smith basically tried to gut through the game yesterday on that back injury. He was getting treatment every time he sat down on the bench. He was putting on a massager around the lower back to try to keep that thing loose. Jalen Moore was sick during the week. Kingsley Suamataia hurt his knee, it appeared, kind of late in the game. Ended up going back in, but he was limping around afterwards pretty good. And then Juwan Taylor obviously had to leave with an ankle issue, and that's a big drop-off at right tackle. My goodness. So, 4/5 of the offensive line, that's not even including, a hopeful soon return of Josh Simmons. That's a group that needed a break after last night, because they are very, very beat up along the front.
I know the information is sealed like a pickle jar, but would you feel percentage-wise, I know you hate percentages, but I have to do it, he's back, Josh Simmons, that is, for that Denver game in 2 weeks?
You hope so, that, whatever has been going on, that, the bye gives you the opportunity to kind of get another week, and can they get him back in here and get him going, remains to be seen. But, I think everybody's hopeful that it was going to be a quick return. And I think if he were back after the bye week, that would be great. Heck, they might really need him. It was a few weeks there where you're like, okay, Jalen Moore's fine and everything's going, but say Juwan Taylor's flared up. Well, and I need Jalen Moore to roll over to the right side and Josh Simmons back at the left side. So he may be needed more than he was just a couple of weeks ago too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the big need for me. I'm concerned with Juwan Taylor more than I am with anything else along that offensive line. How bad do you think that is?
He was in a tremendous amount of pain. He's been dealing with the knee that he had repaired. He's got same thing. He's got a kind of, I don't want to call it a brace, but it's almost like a recovery knee sleeve that he puts on periodically during the game when he's sitting out. So I think that knee still bothers him too. The ankle obviously was, I don't think, a new one. I think that was the recurring thing. So, offensive linemen are tough, and they kind of just tape it up and get back out there. But he seems to be kind of banged up too. To the point where he couldn't go back in yesterday. And like I said, big drop off. I thought Wanye Moore has struggled again at that right tackle spot. He can't be any type of long-term answer. So I really like the bye week to get the offensive linemen healthy.
So what's the big picture? 5-4. Next few games are crucial. Obviously, that game in Dallas on Thanksgiving. The one before that is Indianapolis, and the one in Denver. I said today, Kling, I think you got 2 losses left. I think 11-6 will get you in. I don't like that record, but I think that's realistically how I'm feeling. Is that 11-6 will get you in? You're currently at 8th place behind that Jacksonville team that got you back in Week 5. What say you?
That's the bad thing, right? All the tiebreakers at the moment lean towards everybody else. So you've lost some of those head-to-heads that are crucial. So the next few weeks are big, and I don't think you could bank on any more than 2 losses the rest of the way. I'm with you. So you're going to have to really kind of flip it around. Still a really good team, but then you look at the record and you're like, well, you are what your record is. So it's like they're very talented, they're very explosive. They're a week removed from everybody saying, my God, this is the best playing team in the NFL, and yet here they are at 5-4. So you are your record at this stage, and you can't be digging too much of a deficit. It was strange enough going into that Bills game, guys, talking about 2, second and third place teams as opposed to 2 division leaders that were, the feature game of the day on Sunday. But Now you're sitting at just one game over 500 with a tough schedule ahead. Not many missteps to go. Again, the sky's not falling. This team's not terrible, but they got to figure out a way to win games and play consistent enough football to be able to win games, because the talent's certainly there. The pieces are there. If you could do one thing at the trade deadline, to me, it'd probably still find a way to add something to the defensive line still.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like there's enough pieces here to make it work. Go make it work.
And I'm with you on adding to the defensive line. I just don't know how much more we can continue to sit here and talk about Chris Jones being one of the great players of the game when we're not seeing him affect games and wreck games and change games. Like, if anything needs to happen in the second half of the season, Chris Jones needs to play like the guy that we know he can play, or we may be looking at the end of this guy's career.
Well, I mean, we hear it every year, right? How he's just killing people in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, go, 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 go. And then it seems like there's a wane at some point during the season. So I don't know if it's always been kind of pitch count and stuff, because it seems like, they are able to rotate him enough to get him enough rest, I think, to be able to go when he's in the ball game. But I mean, there are times where, he's a little too invisible for my liking. And then certainly the tackle numbers have always been something that has kind of stood out a little bit, right? Like, you can affect the game in other ways without the stats, but at times I need the stats. Like, I need to see involvement on a few more tackles, and then also, he's the leader, right? He's the definitive leader of this team. He, Mahomes, and Kelsey, and so I need him to lead this defense. I need him to spark everybody else, and I think that starts very much with him getting out there and getting back to wrecking people.
Well, hey, enjoy the bye week, Kling. Enjoy not having to talk to us for quite some time, which you've been doing, which we love it for the last week or so. So have a good one. Enjoy the bye week, and we'll get back to Denver in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you know how I am these days, kind of flighty, so make sure you let me know the next time I'm supposed to join you, all right?
No doubt about it. Take care, Kling.
Thanks, guys.
That's Josh Klinger there, the Chiefs sideline reporter, joining us here on Fescoe and Dusty. So I like what he said. Sky's not falling. The team's still good. Just got to get a little bit better.
At least we're not Washington. Have you seen the latest? So Jaden Daniels dislocated elbow. Now Marshawn Lattimore tore his ACL. He's done for the year. And Luke McCaffrey broke his collarbone.
Dang.
And didn't somebody else get hurt for the Niners this weekend too?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Didn't they lose a corner?
Yeah,
because I watched a lot of that game.
Good
God.
Insane.
Green Bay lost Tucker Kraft, who was
balling.
balling.
Oh my God, that guy was playing so good. Oh my God,
So
like
there's
that guy.
that.
I mean, who's good in the NFL right now? I mean, who's healthy? Who's good? Who's taking this thing over?
The Bills.
What a great year for the if you're just an NFL fan, what a great year for this league. Every week, somebody's the best team, somebody's the worst team. I mean, it's been really a fun year. I don't like it because I don't like being 5-4, but for the rest of the league, man, you don't know who the best team in this league is right now.
Coming up on the other side, we recap maybe the greatest baseball game or series ever. Plus, boy, were we wrong on the parlay once again here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending are flat out awesome, and they've helped us out numerous times over the last decade when we've gotten into a little bit of financial trouble, whether it's, credit card bills, it's house repairs, it's weddings, it's schooling. There's so many things that present themselves in life when it comes to having the need for extra cash, and Golden Oak Lending can help you get there. But it all starts with their free mortgage checkup. We're talking about a risk-free checkup with no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple phone call. Well, you'll tell Golden Oak Lending everything about your financial future in life, and they'll tell you how you're going to get there. They're going to look for a mortgage that's better than the one that you're currently in. If they have it, great, you're on your way. If they don't, they'll let you know that as well, because they're not going to put you in a mortgage that isn't better than what you have. And they've lowered rates to 4.50%, and the average cash out customer saves $1,104 per month. Plus, you get to go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. How would you like to not make your next mortgage payment until basically Valentine's Day at this point in time? So call Golden Oak Lending now and take that free mortgage checkup. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Hy-Vee are saying, come shop with us today because the Chiefs played yesterday. They scored 21 points, and that means fuel saver discounts for everybody at Hy-Vee. Love the day after a Chiefs game, and win or lose, we're going to earn a fuel saver discount based on the Chiefs score and the amount I spend today. The Chiefs scored 21 points yesterday, so I'll save 21 cents a gallon when I spend $21 or more at Hy-Vee today. Stock up and fuel up only at Hy-Vee.
The NFL season is rolling along, and you're starting to get a better feel on who's a contender and who's a pretender, and you can make all your predictions over at FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who you think is going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action for 30% profit boost on this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for every snap. So whether you want to bet who's going to win the game, who's going to score a touchdown, or who's going to score the first touchdown, you can do all that with our friends over at FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement. Kansas Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. I had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Missouri Sign and Lease Summit, US 50 westbound, heavy from 291 south. You're off again, on again, crawling up to Chipman with an accident reporting. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at anthonyphce.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Coming in from the text line, we need pass rush help. We need a Frank Clark type of player. Yes. Please. You need defensive line help. You need running back help. Go do it.
You know, it's funny, Dusty. You say that, right? We need this. We need that. Actually, I just need Chris Jones to play better. You know, like we're saying we need all this help, and meanwhile, number 95 has been a blank space, baby. And I'll write your name. It's CHRIS space JONES.
Heard of him.
Well, you didn't yesterday, and I'll be honest, man. Like, it's age. It just is for me with him right now. He has fallen off. This is what washed is about, in my opinion, right? This is what washed looks like to me, where all of a sudden you had a guy, and he was really good, and now you have that same guy, and he's a ghost, and he's nowhere to be found. That's washed, in my opinion. That's how washed happens. And we make excuses for our stars. But again, if you are a star player, you have to play like a star player. And if Chris Jones doesn't have it anymore, then by all means, it's fine. Retire. Go ahead. Do what you need to do. But what he's doing right now and what we're getting out of Chris Jones right now is not what we need out of Chris Jones right now. I need Chris Jones to play better after the second half, after the break. He just has to play better. And if he's not going to play better, then we got to move on.
Hey, by the way, in case you guys didn't know this, Yahoo Sports tweeted out, the Chiefs would miss the playoffs if the season ended today.
Yeah, the season doesn't end today.
Well, I just want to let you know that. If it ended today, they wouldn't be a playoff team.
I know. And if I was,
why do I have the feeling, and we'll get into where our parlay was missed this week. Why do I have the feeling that the Royals season was foreshadowing for this Chiefs season?
What do you mean by that?
Where you missed out on opportunities throughout the season to where you could be setting yourself up for a better success, but you dropped a 3-game series to the Rockies.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Here we are, week 10, getting ready. We got a big one tonight.
Yep.
So let's not forget we got Dallas and Arizona, which, Mac, you know your boy.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
absolutely run this week in betting. I mean,
chasing.
chasing.
Wow,
down
this is it
bad.
Monday night. Yeah,
Oh,
Monday night.
baby.
Down bad, better.
We got to throw some stones, baby. As they say at the poker table, he's on tilt.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I was going with this. But yeah, the Royal season.
Royal season, yeah.
So then it was like, you got there. And then it got to the point where like everything that you could control, you couldn't. And I'm so scared looking back at that week 5 loss to Jacksonville, 31-28, because Jacksonville all day yesterday struggling with the Raiders, but they won. And now they slide ahead of you, and they have that tiebreaker. And, like, here we are. It's going to be, you look at the season so far. Loss, win, loss, win, loss. And it's like, that seems like what the Royals did all year. They would win, 8 of 12, and they would lose
8
9
of 12.
of 11. It was like,
right, yes.
damn it. And they were hovering around 500 all year. Where are the Chiefs?
Yeah, about the same thing. The difference is we have veteran players that have been there before. The Royals are kind of new, right? Experiencing stuff for the first time,
But I
the
guess
Chiefs shouldn't be in this way.
Yeah, but they are.
I know they are. They shouldn't be, though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the Chiefs had the Royals had the pitching staff last year.
Yeah.
They were anchored by Bobby Witt Jr., who, by the way, wears the gold. So does Michael Garcia. Shout out to them.
Right.
The left side of your infield, solid.
Right.
And golden. But, like, that's the thing is, like, I just feel like this season's going to feel a lot like the Royals season. I hope it's different. I hope the Chiefs can man up and get into the playoffs, obviously. But it's like at the end of the year, it was like, hey, can they get back to 500? Hey, they're back in the playoff picture. And then Cleveland made that leap, right? And then Detroit dissipated fast. And it's like the whole year, it's like, you guys said they're a playoff team. I'm like, well, technically they are. Well, now they're not. You're right. And it's just all year long. It's just like you're fighting. And you could have taken advantage of things early on in the season, and you didn't. Like losing that game to Philadelphia where Travis Kelce drops a pass and gets picked. You lose the game to Jacksonville where you lose an interception and Chris Jones is walking on the last play of the game. And then last night you lose 28-21 in a game that we all should have known that they were going to lose because they lose that game every year. But again, that loss came with a tax, right? And that tax is you're now 5-4.
Well, yeah, and again, it just you have to go back to having your star players perform, and I can't sit here and rely on the Ashton Gelatis of the world or whoever the other defensive linemen are to go out there and make plays when number 95 is not making plays. I feel like this is again after the Jacksonville game, right? There were plays to be had out there on the field. There were moments to be made. There were times you could step up and be big. And Chris Jones didn't do that yet again. I expected him to be big yesterday. I really did. I even talking with, Josh Briscoe on the pregame show yesterday. I was like, yeah, I think this is a type of a Chris Jones game. Marquee name under the lights. It's a 325 standalone, big-time opponent. You got to go out there and show everybody what you're made of. And Chris Jones played that game like he did against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he just didn't bring the energy. He didn't bring the spark. He didn't bring what a leader on this team needs to bring. And he needs to start playing better and set the tone for this defense. And like I said, I keep going back to the wash category. This is what happens when you see a player get to that certain point, and then all of a sudden they fall back, and there's no answer for it. It's just age. And I think we're watching Chris Jones just age his way out of the NFL at this point in time. And that stinks, but what else could it be? Like, why is he so invisible right now? Great players make great plays, whether they've got a cast of 1,000 around them or not. Derek Thomas made great plays day in and day out. Lawrence Taylor made great plays day in and day out. TJ Watt makes great plays day in and day out. Effing Nick Bosa was making great plays day in and day out, and they lost their biggest guy earlier in the week, as we talked about all week long. Oh, they're losing whatever that Donatell or whatever the hell that guy's name was. We were so excited that he was going to be out of the game and whatnot. And then you had a Bosa wreck the game. That's what Chris Jones needs to be doing. I don't want to hear any more that we need more help for Chris Jones. Be a leader. Be a star. Be a defensive tackle that takes over games. And if you're at that point in your career where you can't, then that's okay as well. We just need to know that so we can move forward.
Chiefs Parlay, which is brought to you by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be is coming soon to Missouri with Circus Sports. December 1st, where the countdown is on. Matt, congratulations.
Woohoo! Yes.
You took the right guy. Congratulations. You had Hollywood Brown at 15 receiving yards or more. That hit. Bob, Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. Almost. Got the 2-point conversion.
2-point.
And then Juju, 11.5 over yards. No wonder it went down. Juju Smith-Schuster had, one catch for 2 yards? You hate to see it. Like I said, I got my ass kicked this week in gambling. I will be 100% honest. I could have used Chauncey Billups. I could have used X-ray glasses. I could have used it all, and it still wouldn't have helped. Not one iota would have helped. I think the only bet I hit
was the over in the Bears game.
100%.
That was it really?
100%. It was 51.5. Like, I will bring it just to be self-deprecating here.
That's funny. The only one I got with the over in the Bears game. Yes.
100%, dude. Let me see if
89 points in that game.
I mean, Cincinnati season, I will say for the three of us, it is going exactly how we said it was going to go.
True.
Exactly how we told you this Cincinnati season was going to go. And it took to week 9 before we had the offense flip on the defense inside that locker room. And that happened yesterday by 2 individuals. So what's going on in Cincinnati? We told you so. We told you exactly what was going to happen there.
Also, really makes Joe Burrow look less impressive, in my opinion.
Well, I saw I think it was on Twitter, I saw a stat that said they're 1-6 since Joe Burrow got hurt.
How many points are they averaging?
But what I also saw is, like, what's more impressive is what they would be with Joe Burrow. Like, would they be 3-3? Would they be 2-4?
Yeah,
whatever.
how much better?
2-5? Like, how much better would, like,
scored 42 points yesterday
and still lost?
Lost.
So say what you said about Joe Burrow one more time.
It just makes what he did last season less impressive.
Yeah, I want to get more into that because I think that's a pretty interesting take by you.
I had the Lions -9.5. I had the Chargers -10. I had the Colts to win, the Patriots to win, and the Bears and Cincinnati to go over. I hit 2 of 5.
There we go. 40% ain't bad.
That's right, baby.
Patrick Mahomes' completion percentage yesterday.
Here's my Chiefs parlay game yesterday. I had Patrick Mahomes with over 250 or more, 250 exactly. I had Dalton Kincaid, 40 or more receiving yards.
Easy.
That hit. I had Rashard Smith to get over 13.5 rushing yards. Xavier Worthy over 40 yards receiving. No. Rashee Rice, 5 receptions. No.
He had 4. Yeah, it's crazy.
You suck.
This is a lesson for our Chiefs parlay. We should never put Hollywood and Juju together. Never. That is a bad.
It's one or the other.
One or the other.
It's one or the other. And I think it's safe to say Hollywood is kind of back. I think probably that flu that Jalen Moore was dealing with, as Josh talked about, probably got Hollywood maybe a little bit last week, as well. There's kind of been a bug going through there. But still, I mean, you got to go out there and play better than that.
Coming up on the other side, the trade deadline is tomorrow. We'll get into that and what the Chiefs could use. Plus, Bob wants to get back into Joe Burrow. They'll do that a lot at 10-2, I assume, here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, it's time to feel better, right? Enough of this kind of surgery stuff. We're going to fix you over at QC Kinetics because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? Well, QC Kinetics taps into your own body's regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair that damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve the pain right at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. If that sounds great, then you need to call my friends over at QC Kinetics because they're helping people rediscover every single day. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will receive $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. It's a great time to book your free consultation with appointments available on Saturdays to fit your schedule. Call QC Kinetics today, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
Hey, Zach. Are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun. I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or newtonjames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
Good morning, Casey's Country. Darn good coffee's now 49 cents when you buy any breakfast sandwich or burrito. Some are calling it a great deal. I call it sensational. I'm so sorry. Bad joke. Good deal, though. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side in Lee's Summit, US 50 westbound slow from 291 south up past Chipman with an accident blocking the right lane. Kansas side 70 eastbound heavy approaching 435 with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Two things. Sports Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL and on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL games every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Mac, is JSN the best wide receiver in football?
Right now, yeah, sure. Like if we were doing power rankings, but no.
Okay.
He's amazing, though.
He's awesome.
Incredible.
The fact they put up 28 last night and he wasn't even like the guy scoring.
Yeah, man.
Did you see the one play where he broke away to the right and they went to the other guy and like they redid the play and they're like, I mean, anybody could have thrown to JS in here and Darnold's like, he gets enough.
Yeah, let's go to Torrey Horton. Let's go to Elijah Arroyo. It's like all these no-namers, man. They're fun. Fun team, great defense.
Can Darnold do it in the playoffs is the question.
Yep.
And then Green Bay, they crapped.
Dude, both losses to the
I blame
Panthers
the
and
uniforms.
Browns.
I blame
the uniforms were
yeah.
just awful. I mean, they were like, I mean, come on. At first, I thought when it first came out, it was kind of cool, that leather helmet thing or whatever they were wearing. That thing stunk.
Romeo Doubs had a cool one.
Yeah, I liked his. Yeah, his like
the puffy
guardian cap. Yeah.
It was huge.
How does your head not just like a weeble wobble fall down like when you're wearing that thing on top?
I don't know. I also don't know how much protection that thing helps.
That's what I'm asking again. That was my next question. How much does that really weigh in? You had said something going to the break. Are you saying Joe Burrow is now a win with quarterback and not a win because of quarterback?
Well, I definitely think that conversation's open when you see the success, the offensive success that they're having without him. I mean, when 41-year-old Joe Flacco walked in a few weeks ago, they're scoring 40 points. Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in football with him. So Jake Browning won 9 games 2 years ago with this same team. Obviously couldn't do it this year, but we've seen Jake Browning literally lead a team over 500 with this same roster, with this horrid defense that Joe Burrow's had to live up to, and this terrible offensive line that, by the way, isn't getting Joe Flacco sacked as much as it was getting Joe Burrow sacked. Coincidence? I think not. I just think there are a lot of things you can take from this and go, okay, maybe we were a little too filled up with the aura and the swag of Joe Burrow early on. He beat Mahomes, and Mr. Joe Cool.
Oh, that changed his whole career trajectory.
Yes,
right?
and his college teammate is Jamar Chase, and they play together, and that's super cool. They're best friends. But like when you really look at it, take away Jamar Chase, take away Tiggins. What is Joe Burrow? I don't know. Is it as good as we maybe thought? I'm thinking no.
Okay, and that's a fair one to throw out there right now because you're looking at the evidence that's being presented to you. Cincinnati isn't losing games because they can't score. Yeah. They're losing games because of what we said. Even with Joe Burrow, they were going to have to score 50 a game to find a way to win. And so if Joe Flacco and Browning Nagel can go out there and do all of that and still score 40-some points, well, I think it's safe to say that maybe if you're Cincinnati, I don't know, maybe you invested in the wrong side of the football. Obviously, you're wide receivers, but maybe now you can go out and get a generic quarterback, and maybe Joe Burrow ends up being trade bait, and that really does turn your franchise around because I think you could sell your franchise, hey, we got T. Higgins, we got Jamar Chase locked up. We're scoring 40 points a game with whoever we put out there at quarterback. Yeah. If we trade Joe Burrow, get a couple of number 1 picks back in return, we can really hit the ground running and change our entire franchise. Trading Joe Burrow may be the smart play, and you're grinning and laughing, but I don't think we're having
before.
But of course.
But now I'm like, I kind of don't hate that.
Of course we would have laughed at that before because it would have been a laughable comment. But now we're getting evidence, and we're seeing right before our eyes they necessarily weren't winning games because of Joe Burrow. They were winning games because of those wide receivers and when that defense was good. Now they don't have a defense. They don't have a quarterback. They're still putting up 40-some points a game, but they're giving up 50 a game.
Yep.
And you can't win that way.
Sean Barber was right.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, this has been his take for the last years. Like, don't sign Joe Burrow, trade Joe Burrow, don't pay him, get the other side of the ball fixed, get the offensive line ready. and you'll find a quarterback.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
He also thought we were going to run the ball and run screenplays yesterday.
Yeah, well, we should have, though. I mean,
but they didn't.
They didn't, but we would have been right had we did something like that. He would have been right if we traded Joe Burrow. He would have just been ahead of that. And I think now, though, if you try to trade Joe Burrow this offseason, probably not going to get as much as you would have liked. Can't stay healthy, and the evidence says he's not the catalyst for the Cincinnati Bengals right now. I don't know that he's in that category anymore of who you want to be. It's Mahomes and Allen, and then it's everybody else, and it's not even close to those two.
Speaking of making trades, there was a trade this morning in the wee hours of the 6 o'clock hour. Miami traded edge rusher Jalen Phillips to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick. This is the third trade the Eagles have made in the past week. They now have added Jalen Phillips, Jair Alexander, and Michael Carter. I am team go get a couple of guys to help this team. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, I think you need defensive line help, and I think you need running back help. I think those are two places I would love to see target because, look, we talk about enjoying it while it's here and, getting to the Super Bowl is what you want to do. That's your goal. I think the two obvious points of need are defensive line and running back, and I think that there are teams out there willing to get rid of them. I understand that this team has valued draft picks in the past. But again, if you're going to use that draft pick on a running back in the third round or fourth round, then why not use it for a Breece Hall where you can get a 24, 25-year-old guy? And then we don't know what the contract could be in the next year. So it could be, a 2-year, stay and leave, or it could be something like that. I don't know if that guy necessarily gets a huge bag because of his production on the field. Hasn't really given that sort of production number. But I think the Chiefs need to go out and be active. They've got 18 hours or so, 24 hours, about 28 hours now from now until the trade window's until it's done. Philadelphia is doing it. Other teams are going to do it, and the clock is ticking. And I think if you're going to get this team a little bit more help, because look, you're not in years past. You're not 7-2. You're not 8-1. You're not 6-3. You're 5-4. And you've got talent, but you need a little bit more help where the talent isn't there, and that's defensive line and running back.
Yeah, running back, to me, you're getting Pacheco back, and the difference of trading a pick in the third round versus drafting somebody is control. You have 1 year of control or half a year of control with Breece Hall. He's a running back. He's going to want to break the bank. The Chiefs don't pay running backs. We know all that. You draft a guy, now you've got him for 4 years, and you've got control of him for a rookie salary. That's the biggest difference, and that's kind of the way the Chiefs kind of lean in that one. But I would go out and make help for defensive tackle because I don't know who's good on the defensive line right now, guys, and I struggle with that, right? I think George Karlaftis is really good on the defensive line. The two rookies, one's hurt, and the other we don't really know all that much about. But other than that, who's really good on the defensive line? I think by far it is their biggest weak spot. Other than George Karlaftis, you don't have somebody that you can rely on right now. And I am putting Chris Jones in that category. You don't have somebody that you can rely on every single play. I think the defensive line is where they really need to go get some help for this football team. And I think that's going to help them the most. Stopping that run on first down, making sure you don't have another kind of rushing attack like James Cook did, or even with the quarterbacks, not being able to get to the quarterbacks. You've got to find a way to get to the quarterbacks. And so I just think right now, any defensive line help you can get, you should be in the market to go out there and add defensive line help at this point in time.
And you'd be willing to pay them if it was on a 1 year, like a Jalen Phillips, if they would have moved on that.
If you had 9 draft picks, yeah, probably, sure. If you're in Philadelphia's position, you got 2 in every round. Yeah, why not, right?
And the Chiefs do not. They have the first, second, third, fourth, and 2 fifths. They do not have a 6th or a 7th. Obviously, comp picks will come around. They'll probably get something, but
even still, that's not a lot of draft picks. And if you're starting to look at this roster now, 35-year-old tight end, 30-year-old defensive tackle, like you have to start looking at ways to turn this roster over. And your value and your draft picks may be of more value to you to get younger. As Josh said earlier, he goes, we talked about all these old veterans on Buffalo's team. Now they're letting those young kids play. And look at how good that Buffalo defense played. So maybe it's time to get some new blood on that defensive side as well. And you save those draft picks and you load up defensively on the defensive line in the draft this upcoming, April or whatever it is.
I will say, speaking on running back, you mentioned breaking the bank. I think that is the advantage of getting a Breece Hall who's 24 and it is a contract year. Yeah, you'd have to pay him, maybe use a 3rd-round pick. 2-year deal.
But who's to say he's going to take a 2-year deal, too?
Okay, make it a 3-year deal. But I'm just saying, the AAV, the average annual contract value a year is going to be $8-9 million. I mean, dude, that's not
But
That's not crazy.
You're also talking about an organization that traditionally has never invested into running backs, right? And I'm not saying you don't, because you never have.
Yeah.
But there's also
this organization with Veach and those guys.
Yeah. These guys, I mean, they don't invest in running backs.
Haven't yet.
In Andy's 13 years, they've not invested once in a running back, right? And so that's why I don't know that they're going to do anything different at this point in time with a guy. Again, a couple of weeks ago, they were not giving up a draft pick for a rental of a running back. And if you're Breece Hall, just because you come here to Kansas City doesn't mean you're staying here in Kansas City. You're 24 years old. This is the only time that you're going to have a chance to hit it big on the free agent market as a running back if you're Breece Hall. You're taking the biggest deal you can find. You don't care where it is. And you'd want to trade to Kansas City because they could showcase your skills, and then you're really going to cash in, right? They end up winning the Super Bowl. Does the third-round pick matter? I think it does for them internally because they want to continue to sustain this thing and keep this thing going. And the only way you're really, truly able to do that is to turn that roster over. And the Chiefs have been really good at that, to this point in time.
Also haven't been 5-4 going into a bye week. So things have changed and things need to be changed. We'll see if they do it. They've got until tomorrow for the deadline, but coming up.
But you don't change who you are. And God, I can't remember what I was looking at in sports over the weekend. And it was like, we just got to be us. We can't change who we are. And we changed who we were, and it ended up backfiring. And so I think you can deviate from some things. But I think if you're the Chiefs and this is the MO that's got you to where you are, there's really no arguing. It's been pretty darn successful.
Yeah, sure. Coming up, we'll talk about the World Series. Plus, we'll do what went right and what went wrong in that game against Buffalo on Sunday afternoon here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I will tell you, it is now officially that holiday season. We're in November, and you're going to be headed out, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter break, it doesn't matter. You're going to be flying, and you're going to need to park at Park and Go because they have all covered parking. And this is the time of the year. You start to get that snow, you get that sleet, you get that ice. And when you're gone, you want your car protected, and Park and Go will do just that. So when you make your flight reservation, go to bookparkandgo.com and make your parking reservation. You can do it with their app as well. Make sure you prepay. That's when you're going to save money and get their lowest rate possible. Then show up on the day of your flight, scan that reservation, and park in that covered parking spot they have reserved for you. And as soon as you get there, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. You're there in no time at all. And when you get back after that long trip, grab your bags, walk outside, and you'll see the Park and Go bus. Jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent Parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more. You are worth more, and your car is worth more at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
All right, my friends over at Newton James are outstanding. I went to Newton James, I guess it was Tuesday last week, and I talked with Chad. He runs the place out there at 80th and Metcalf in downtown Overland Park, and it is the coolest guys' clothing store that we have in Kansas City today. I suggest you get there, you run there as quickly as you possibly can, because you're going to find stuff that is awesome. I can't wait to get the new clothes back from Newton James that I was able to purchase the other day when I was in there. I got some jeans, I got some khakis, I got a new hoodie, I got all kinds of cool stuff, a new pair of sneakers as well. Newton James has it all. Whether you want to look good at work and really put on a good show, or you want to look good casually, Newton James can help you out with anything. And if you want to look great on the golf course, you can do that too. And Chad at Newton James is outstanding. He makes you feel good as a person, and that's what I love most about Newton James. I left Newton James feeling better about myself than I have maybe in the last 20 years. They did that for me and for my self-esteem. They can do that for you as well. Great clothes, great customer service, just an amazing place at 80th and Metcalf. Go check them out at Newton James.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire higher home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 64.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
All right, so according to the text line, who had a worse game last night? Andy Reid coaching, Patrick Mahomes playing quarterback. Let me turn the lights on.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Why are you turning the lights on?
Because it's good for the camera. We're on.
Does it make a difference?
It does. Yeah,
It does make a big difference. Yes. Dusty was just a shadow.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I guess because of the
crazy.
sun now, we got to
Yes.
deal with not used to it being up this early.
I feel like that'd be a great porn name. Shadow Lichens. Never seen
No,
that.
Dusty Shadow.
Dusty,
would
I was
be-
like,
yeah,
yes. There
yeah.
we go.
Dusty Shadow. You never know when
Well,
he's
it's,
coming.
it's your dog's name in the street you grew up on, right? Or you could use your middle name in the street you grew up on. So that's what people normally say. I would be Joseph Sweetwood.
Nice.
Mine
Men's
would be
wieners.
mine would be Bandit Kingsridge.
Wow, these are great. What is it? The street you grew up in?
Street you grew up on, and you could either use your middle name or your dog's, your pet's name, whatever you want. It just depends on who you talk to and what they say. I'm either Joseph Sweetwood or Herbie Sweetwood. Either way, it's a win.
Herbie Hancock.
That's right. Herbie Hancock and Herbie Sweetwood playing live. What would yours names be, Mac?
I think I'd be Copper Orchard.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
not
That's
bad.
good. Yeah.
So again, was that a poor coaching performance last night or a poor quarterback performance last night?
I think it's both. I think it
Yeah, it's
can.
both.
It is. I think it can be both. I think Patrick Mahomes didn't play good last night, but sometimes I wonder what Andy Reid's doing.
too.
I thought I was wondering at times last night also too what Sean McDermott was doing. You had that success with the running back all game long. You had a 4th down situation, and you're trying to throw the football. And you don't have James Cook on the field, and you're not even running Josh Allen at that point in time. At that point in time, I thought, wow, what a coaching mistake here by Sean McDermott to give the Chiefs the opportunity because they ended up holding. And so I think they got away from Rashee Rice. I mean, you heard Josh say the receivers weren't getting open, but there's ways throughout the game with a guy like Rashee Rice that you can scheme to be open. And I don't think they did enough of that. Was the offensive line great yesterday? No. How about short slant passes across the middle? Dump offs to the outside. Let these guys use that speed. Rashee Rice is one of the fastest guys out there, one of the best with the ball in his hand. We talk about the Rice after the catch, the rack that he provides. We saw it early, the direct snap to him playing quarterback, him playing running back, the laterals outside. We talked about all of this last week, right? And we saw a lot of it in the first quarter. And then it was gone. It was over. It didn't happen again. Are you telling me that Buffalo just put 4 guys on Rashee Rice and we couldn't get it going? If that's the case, then there's somebody else that's open out there, right? And so there were times I thought where the line did give Patrick enough time. There was times where the receivers probably didn't get open. There were times where he didn't have enough. But I also think throughout the course of that game, it was working well in the first quarter, and then they got away from it. They got off their script yesterday, and they could never get back on it. And usually you see the Chiefs do that to other teams, but it happened to them. Once they got away from Rashee Rice, it was like they couldn't find a way to get back to Rashee Rice. And that, to me, is more on coaching than it is on anything else. As you said earlier, just hit the easy button. Take the easy button and do that kind of stuff. And they didn't do it. So, yeah, the offensive line got decimated early on in the second half of this game, but that shouldn't have affected anything. That's where you got to change things up and start going with that short pass. Be that Patrick Mahomes from 2 years ago who won games doing it crazy. You don't have to have the deep ball every time, the magical play every time. I felt like at times Patrick was trying to play for the magical play. Couple that with, I thought Andy had an off day, and we see what happens.
Nate Taylor said last night, in one half, the Bills have scored more points, 21, than the Chiefs have allowed in any game in almost a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say coaching in general. That leads you to just coach. I mean, Andy Reid, obviously, we've covered his shortcomings yet from yesterday, but Spags as well, man. He got beat bad yesterday.
Tell me how, though. Like, what could he have done differently? Because I don't know the answer to that question. I wish I did.
Well, he let James Cook run for 114 yards on him.
Yeah, I also think...
Is that his fault, or is that the players not making the plays, too?
Probably
I'm not trying to protect Spags here, but, at what point does it go from the coaching to the players got to go out there and make their plays?
Well, I just think we know, and again, I don't know all the answers, right? But from what I saw, we know, we had said this before the game, one of the biggest deficiencies for the Chiefs defense is inability to cover with linebackers, right? A lot of teams struggle with this, linebackers who can cover. Well, what'd they do all day yesterday? Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, all those guys were covering Kincaid, Haas, Knox, and James Cook, and they got beat. You've got a surplus of safeties. You're very creative with your in-the-box safeties. You love to get Jaden Hicks down there. You like McDuffie to get down there in an 8-man front. Like, let's have them cover a tight end. Let's have them cover James Cook. I don't want to see Nick Bolton or Drew Tranquill covering anybody if we can prevent it at all costs, legitimately.
Was it was it Champ Bailey that would cover tight ends for Denver back in the day? And it was like so frustrating. Was it him that would take out? Talib would do it as well. Like, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I said the tight ends would be an issue in this game. Like, we talked about it when we were talking about Dalton Kincaid. You brought up the stat that, like, he's averaging, like, 22 yards? Or, like, he's had, 10 receptions for, 20 or more yards.
Third of his catches, 20 more yards.
He had 2 of those last night. Like, it was there. Like, I don't know. Here's the best way that Kling said it. You tip your cap.
Mm-hmm.
You got beat. That's straight up what happened.
Right.
You got beat. You got out-coached. You got outplayed. You got out-MVP'd. You got out-rushed. You got out-pressured. It is what it is.
Yeah, there wasn't one thing last night that you look at and say the Chiefs did this better than Buffalo, from coaching to quarterbacking to receiving to tackling to
Maybe
sacking.
the kicking field goals.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because when that dude missed that field
Yeah.
goal,
Oh, hell
McDermott
yeah.
didn't punt, I was like, this is it.
Yep.
I was like, this is it,
You
man.
had plenty of time. Like, everybody,
first play was
that first play
perfect.
was perfect. And it went right there. You're like, oh, they're going to win this thing. Joey Bosa yesterday versus the Chiefs, 1.5 sacks, 10 pressures.
Mm-hmm.
God. 10 pressures. Greg Rousseau was second on the team with 9.
Yeah.
So the two of them had 19 pressures. 32.3% pressure rate, 19.4% pass rush win rate, 19.4 pass rush, whatever that means. But those are like your analytical numbers.
5 QB hits, too. He hit Mahomes 5 different times.
The one that just jumps out for me is the 10 pressures. I mean, that's insane.
That's more than Jones has all year.
I mean, that 10.
That's sarcasm.
Well, I don't know if you're. I mean,
no, it's definitely.
Patrick Mahomes passed 34 times yesterday.
Uh-huh.
He had 10 pressures. A third of the time that Patrick Mahomes went back to pass, we had Joey Bosa in his face, and 9 times Greg Rousseau. So the 19 of the 34 times that he went back to pass, which is more than 50%, either Bosa or Rousseau was pressuring him to throw the football.
Somebody makes a good point in the text line, says they played us exactly the way they played against the Philadelphia Eagles, played them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They used a 4-man rush. They sat back with 7, and they said, all right, Pat, like, you ain't throwing it deep, and we know we can pressure you with these guys up front. Good luck.
Okay, so that's a great point that you brought up.
That's
there.
a text point. That's not me.
Okay, whoever brought that up is a great point. But, okay, now you've got 2 of these. Now this is on Andy. Okay, if you've been beaten twice the same way, what are we going to do to counteract that? Because let's say we get Denver next week, okay? And I'll ask Andy this right now.
Well, to be fair,
right?
they have a bye next week.
Thank you. Thank you, text line, for sharing.
I'm trying to keep you up in spirits
right?
on a Monday. Because you hate, tomorrow's your most hated day of the year. It's Tuesday, the Tuesday following.
Yeah,
day.
it's going to suck. Oh, it's terrible. It's when you really hit the time change. It's like, whoa, that's the.
The light went on at 5:25 yesterday, by the way.
Oh, did it?
Anyways, back to your point.
I don't even remember what
you
it
were
was.
talking about
now.
Denver adjusting to what they're trying to do.
Right, like, so
guess what Denver's going to do?
Rush 4 and drop it. So if you're Andy, like, you got 2 weeks now, and they'll be fine. You know how he is coming off the bye week and all that. But you're Andy right now, and you've had 2 games where you have been absolutely bludgeoned from an offensive standpoint based on what the defense did that you didn't have an answer for. Well, now you've got to have the rush 4, drop 7 answer key. And you've got to find a way to make that work. And if it means telling Patrick Mahomes, hey, it's 2023 all over again, and you got Kadopius lining up off sides, then we have to do it that way, right? We've got to change some things up a little bit and get back to saying, okay, 2 teams have now put the blueprint out there on how to beat us. Rush 4, drop 7. We always talked about it. When teams pressured Patrick Mahomes and rushed and blitzed Patrick Mahomes, he was good. You rush 4 and drop 7, nobody's getting open. So what is the counter to that? Maybe you keep Travis Kelce in for a little bit longer, have him chip block like he did a couple of times yesterday, then found himself open. Maybe it's the running game. See, that's where you have to get the running game going early. You can't abandon that, whether it's Rashee Rice or whether it's, Pacheco or whether it's Brashard Smith, whoever the case may be. You've got to have some semblance of a running game, and you can't abandon it early. I thought they abandoned the running game early yesterday, too.
I thought they did as well.
Okay, didn't work on that play, so we're never going to do it again. No, you got to stay with it. Because once you abandon it, you're telling the team, hey, we're a one-sided attack. Pin your ears back and get us.
Well, do you think there's any credence to maybe they abandon the run because they don't have good running backs?
Yes.
He does not trust the guys he's handing it off to?
100%.
And he's got the best player in the world, so he's going to say, Kareem Hunt, 31 years
why
old.
didn't Patrick Mahomes run?
Yeah, we didn't see much of that at all yesterday.
My take, Bills were incredibly good at keeping their lane rush integrity. Every time he get out, One dude right
There'd
there.
be somebody there, yeah.
Someone right there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Again, that's just me. I don't know everything. That was just what I said. Because I thought the same thing yesterday. Every time he leaked out to kind of create more space, there's someone right in front of him.
How do we know what we really truly have in a game with our running backs if you're not going to utilize them? Maybe you find a weak spot in that Buffalo defense. I mean, each game is different. Maybe you found a way to exploit Buffalo or something like that. They didn't even give you an opportunity to really get it going yesterday on offense. It was almost like, oh, we don't have Pacheco, so we're screwed. No, let's see what we can do. And then they try to escort Clyde Edwards-Helaire through a hole one time, and that didn't work. Like, there just wasn't much of a lean or a try to get that running game going after the first quarter. Then they fell behind, and so you have to put the ball in the air.
I just feel like that was a survivor game, and they were outwitted, outlasted, and outplayed yesterday by the team that was on the other sideline.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that happens. It seems to happen all the time in Buffalo in the regular season. But again, yesterday was just one of those games where I think they either one of two things. Either the game plan that they put together was piss poor, or they saw that first drive and completely wrinkled up the paper and threw it away and said, all right, here's what we're going to do now. Because 3 and out after the Bills had 6 or 7 first downs on their opening drive and had the ball for 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, how many times we hear about the fullback for the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
Watch this guy, man. He plays with heart and integrity and just gets that for, James Cook. And we saw that happening. And then here comes Kincaid. Here comes Hawes. And it's like, Shakir, yeah, he was there. But, like, it seemed like Josh Allen had one of those protective shields in front of him all night. It was just like, I can do whatever I want. Whereas you flip the script to the other side, and it was like, okay, Spags, like, waiting for that adjustment, waiting for that, And what was it? They scored 7 points in the second half? It was 21.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, they only scored 7 points in the second half.
But at that point, like, your offense was already, like, not holding up to their end of the bargain.
Right.
So, again, 21 in the first half, only 7 in the second half. But, again, like, you look at the end of the result, and I think, what was it? Buffalo had double the first downs, and they had the ball for 34 minutes, and the Chiefs had the ball for
the defense didn't do a good enough job of getting the team off the field at that point in time when you needed them to do that. Yes, they are a bend but don't break defense, and they didn't really break in the second half. But the offense didn't do anything from their part in the second half either, right? It's not like they went out scorched earth or anything like that. You would have thought being down, 21-13 at halftime? That's not a big deal at all. Who knew the Chiefs would only score 8 points the rest of the way, right? You had a lot of empty possessions. The one coming right out of halftime was as disappointing as any. 3 and out, right to come out of halftime, that's a buzzkill right there. You need to take control of that game and move that ball down the field any way you possibly can and get points at that point in time. You can't have that buzzkill of going into the locker room feeling, all right, it was kind of a buzzkill at the end that they didn't get that touchdown. But again, I think if they had timeouts, they probably get that touchdown. But they didn't, and so they had to settle for 3. And so that was kind of a buzzkill going into the locker room. And then you come out of that locker room and you immediately go 3 and out. And you're like, that's not the way you wanted to start this thing. Because, every group chat was going yesterday. All right, we score right before halftime. We get the ball back. We know what we're going to do. And we're going to have ourselves a tie game. And should we go for 2? And those are the conversations, that people are having at that point in time. And they didn't do it. They came out in the second half and just looked like a jumbled mess on offense in those first 3 plays and punted it away. And they were never really able to get it back. And then the injuries started to happen along the offensive line.
Jaden Hicks played 4 snaps. So to my point, those linebackers being in cover, that could be Jaden Hicks. 4 snaps from him yesterday. This is a guy who's played over 50% of the snaps. So
yeah.
Little puzzling there. You look at the defensive line snaps, it's a lot of Chris Jones, almost 80% of the snaps. The next closest is Tillery at 52. He's on the field and having to carry the load. I know we should expect more of him. We should, and he needs to be better. But this defensive line is porous around him. And you're right, he's not what he was a couple years ago. I think both can be true. Yeah. But I don't think there's a cliff. I don't think he's just fallen off and he's no longer a good football player. Yeah. I think there's something there. I think today, what do you got? You got 24, you got over 24 hours to make this happen. You got 30 hours to get a defensive lineman over here because they need it. And I've been saying that since week 2.
It is a need. It's the biggest glaring need I think this team has had at the trade deadline throughout this run with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Maybe wide receiver, but yeah, I agree.
They could have done it without those. I don't know that they can get to where they want to go if they continue to have this defensive line getting shredded like this, though.
A lot of people have said they didn't run a lot of RPOs last night. Not one single RPO.
That was weird.
against the worst rushing defense in the NFL.
Well, that's the other thing. It's a bad rushing defense, and they were dropping 7 and only rushing 4. Like, they didn't commit to the run at all yesterday.
Would have liked to see Rashard Smith get a more chance at running the football.
I mean,
maybe don't run him right up the middle.
You had 20 carries in the entire ball game. Like, that's just not enough. 11?
Okay.
You had 12 rushing attempts in the first half. You only ran the ball 8 times in the second half. Against a bad, I just didn't think it was a great game by Andy yesterday. I thought there was a lot to be desired, a lot left on the table, and I wonder sometimes they're so good at what they do that when they aren't good at what they do they have the ability to get good at what they do again, if that makes sense? They're not used to getting punched in the face. They're not used to having their game plan disrupted. And I'll be honest with you, they're not really good when it doesn't go their way. We've seen this, right? We've talked about this. Chris Jones quit on a play, right? We've seen this kind of stuff. So maybe they're just not good at being the one that gets quote-unquote bullied. They're good at being the bully, obviously, but when they get bullied back, they're not the best at that. So maybe that needs to be the bye-week conversation is if we go out there and our game plan isn't effective, then what are we doing as the backup? And that really needs to be the conversation, especially now with the rest of the season, because the blueprint, as you guys have mentioned beautifully this morning, Philadelphia and Buffalo have kind of done the same type of defense, and it's frustrated the hell out of these guys. How do we fix that during the bye week? Because you can. You got 2 weeks to figure out a way, and Andy's the best in the game, the best offensive mind we've ever seen. If these teams are going to rush 4 and drop 7, then what are we going to do to counteract that? And we need a counter to that plan. It almost needs to be their secondary plan. And then you start exposing them when they're rushing 4 and dropping 11 back. Now they don't know what to do. They need to make that commitment back to that running game.
Kareem Hunt had 11 rushes for 49 yards with a 4.5 average.
That's a good average.
It's a great average. If I told you that the Chiefs were averaging 4.5 yards a gain on the rushing attack, you'd say, what's their record? I'd say 5-4. You'd be like, what?
I mean, and that the whole team was getting 4 yards a carry. That is a win. 4 times 3 is 12. You're +2.
Definitely stings because of your record. You're not in the past where you've been. You're now 5-4. You're on the outside looking in, going into your bye week, so you can adjust. You can make some moves. You have a deadline tomorrow for a trade. We'll wrap this show up, and we'll get into our brioche of the weekend on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. On November 17th, sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses, plus an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM reward points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. Pre-registration is coming soon to Missouri on November 17th. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sports wagering account 1117. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full licensure.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Hey, it's Brian Baldwin here. Makita knows that pros never settle. Get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. When you shop Makita at the Home Depot, these tools don't just meet expectations, they redefine them. Makita is for the most detailed pros. expertly designed to deliver precision job after job. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best, available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hi, we're your friends who get super excited about the holidays.
We sure are, or this isn't the ugliest holiday sweater ever.
People think we're happy because we love peppermint lattes.
Or catching snowflakes on our tongues.
But really, it's because
it's Holiday Millionaire Raffle season!
It's your best odds to win $1 million.
That's dollars, not twinkling lights, but that would be great too.
Play the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. Get excited!
See kslottery.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
Back here, final segment on a Monday. It's brioche of the weekend, not the Chiefs. All right, that's uncalled for. As we wrap this show up on a Monday, brioche of the weekend, I'm going to give it to Friday night as well. Mac, I know you got yours in there as well. Man, I'll tell you what. I took that Surfside costume, went and hung out with my buddy and all his kids and helped like trick-or-treating, keeping everybody in order. It was 48 minutes. That's how long it was. And boy,
wow. That's quick.
The nostalgia was great. Dude, It was awesome. I hadn't gone officially like trick-or-treating, haven't had to, don't have kids, don't have a wife or a fiance that has nieces and nephews, anything like that. So my buddy's like, why don't you come with us? We're going to have soups. We're going to have all this sort of stuff.
How many crock pots?
Just one,
okay.
But there were like the actual like pots of soup. There was like a chicken potato, there was a white chicken chili, and then somebody made a lasagna soup.
Oh, that's fantastic! Lasagna soup's
so good. Oh, dear Lord, it was great. And then shout out to my buddy Jeremy and his wife Lindsay and their parents for having us there. Fire pit in the driveway. Of course, Grandpa had to man the fire. Couldn't go trick or treating, but it was fun, man. You got to a couple houses where they were like, "Hey,
Grandpa's my hero."
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You guys go. I'll man the fire.
There ain't no man in the fire. Grandpa didn't want to go. I got to keep the fire going.
Yeah, dude.
Grandpa knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and then Grandma had to make sure that nothing burned in the kitchen. So
That's
you
right.
take all the kids out there, and why?
You know what Grandma and Grandpa were doing when you guys were gone, smoking a lot of weed and getting down with it. I just want to win,
They were a little saucy by the end of the evening, but that's fine. But it was fun to kind of go out there and enjoy that. Kind of let my guard down, leave my phone in my pocket. See the enjoyment of like you can tell when like the kids are getting to a certain age. We're like, I want to go to that house. Like, you need to wait for your sisters. I know you're there, but just give me this night. It was fun seeing everybody out. It was a good Halloween for once. It wasn't blistering cold or raining constantly. So it was a fun Friday Halloween night to kind of see people kind of go out. The best place was there's this cul-de-sac, and this guy had just gotten married, or his like kid had just gotten married, and they had a bunch of beer left over. So they're like, trick or treat kids this way, trick or treat for the adults this way. It just had like silver bullets and Michelob's.
That's good. Just want to get rid of it.
He's like, I got to get rid of this. It's taking up room. Go ahead. And of course, every dad, I'll take two.
Yeah. Did you call Binkley and have him roll over?
No, I didn't.
That would have been good.
No,
he
I
would
did
have
not.
definitely
So,
rolled over.
My beers of the weekend was Halloween Friday night. So shout out to everybody that was involved, that was with me. I had a great time. It was fun. It was good to get back out there. So
Yeah, it sounds nostalgic.
it was very nostalgic. I mean, it was
Yeah,
like, I
that's
remember
awesome.
doing this, man. Like
Hell
this
yeah.
one dude showed up to the driveway. He was on stilts. He was like 10 feet tall.
Oh, the guy from the Bananas showed up?
Basically, but he
Yeah.
was in like a swamp man costume.
Whoa.
And he showed up, didn't say a word for like 18 seconds, and all the kids like, dude, what's going on? He goes, you guys have a bush light? Funniest night of the night, dude. It was so great, so fun. So it was good to be a kid
That
again,
is
even though I'm not
awesome.
really mature or an adult. But it was great, man.
Yeah, that'll dissipate real fast. Then you'll get kids in high school, which I'll get to mine in a second. So you can.
Yeah. Friday night, awesome night, different. I had a bowl of candy. My neighborhood just didn't have the kids out. It's okay. They were in a different part of the neighborhood, I think, so I didn't get the trick-or-treaters, but we had friends over.
Now you got a ton of candy at the house.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Bring it in here.
Bring it and set it in there.
Seriously, bring it in here.
I
and
mean, the
just put it out.
cider's still there from Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So it'll be sitting out there for a minute. Yeah, I
Not
need
your problem anymore.
Need it out of my house. But no, it was awesome. Had friends over, just had a fire, had some drinks, listened to music, hung out, carved a pumpkin.
I did notice
great.
that seems to be more of a strategy these days. Instead of like going to the door and knocking, there's just like a table. Everybody's sitting in the driveway with bowls of candy. Just come get it. Just
I love that.
Be respectful, grab it, and go.
That kind of started during COVID. You know, that first Halloween in 2020, I remember, and everybody was just outside because what else? I mean, what else were you supposed to do? We were all in masks and whatnot, and then the COVID and all that. So, yeah, I think people just kind of like that, and everybody's got a solo stove now. They just move around and put wherever. I got 3 of these things, so they're all over the place out there. I'm just going to give the brioche of the weekend, and I'm just going to give it to my wife. And you know, when you're a mom and you have 2 teenage daughters, life sucks for you. And my wife is awesome. And she does great things for these kids. And, you know, they don't appreciate a damn thing that she does for them. But she is phenomenal. She is awesome. She does everything for these kids. I could not have picked a better mother for my children than I have in my wife, Jen. I couldn't have picked a better wife for me. And you know how it is, guys. If you got the teenage daughters and that relationship with the mom is sometimes not the best, well, she's got that going on, and she's going through the change as well. So a lot of things aren't adding up right for my wife right now. But I want to know she's the best in the world, and I love her to death. And so this past weekend, again, another high school party type stuff. And so, I mean, it's just one thing after another. And my wife gets dumped on by the kids constantly, but she's doing the right thing every single day. I tell her, that's how you know you're being a good mom, when they hate you, you know, because you're telling them what's right and wrong. And then you hear my daughter's friends go, your parents really love you, man. Like behind closed doors. So you know you're doing it the right way and whatnot. But my wife needs that pick-me-up. She needs to know she's a rock star. She's awesome.
She's the best.
And I couldn't do this life without her. And I just want to let her know that even through all the hell that the kids are doing right, and it's brutal. I'm not going to lie. You're doing the right thing, honey, and I love you. So keep it up.
So he says, okay, Bob's obviously in trouble at home.
No, I'm not. No, to the text line, it's like it's okay to give your wife credit without being in trouble. Like that's like some stupid manly thing. Must be in trouble. You're giving your wife. No, it's called being a good husband.
You've got a wife? Must be nice. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
Somebody says, help me explain this. My kids got potatoes and ramen noodles at some houses instead of candy.
Wait. Hang on a second. Slow down. Some houses? Was this a trend?
I saw potatoes on Twitter, so that's a thing.
Oh, no.
My kid left with a full potato.
Like, is it art? Like, I'd be okay if your trick or treat was like a baked potato bar. I'll be smashing that, dude. Mom, hold my bag. Yes. I'm going to smash this baked potato.
A walking taco. What do they call it?
Walking taco? Somebody was doing those?
Fire.
No, I'm just saying that would be great.
That would be. I still like the Ziploc bags of 7-Up.
That's funny. Like, literally, how many people had soup of some kind or chili of some kind on Friday afternoon or Friday night? Like, I feel like it was like all over my algorithm. Was like, here's tonight's Halloween. Like, get you some. Like, in the cul-de-sac I was in, some lady was making apple pie
remember
shots.
Friday?
Yeah.
Hey, cactus, and after that,
I heard of him. Yeah, it was
tequila and Fresca.
It's a great time. Great time. Somebody said I made wings. Thanks to you guys. Now I have a ton of wings and I have to eat them for lunch. Same, dude.
They had my friend Ryan Lash made some wings. He sent me the picture. I'm like, damn, those things look good. But the problem is when you make all that stuff at home, then you realize you're cooking for 4 people, and then 3 of them don't eat anything that you make.
Somebody said they gave out Chick-fil-A.
That's cool. If you got like gift cards for Chick-fil-A and you pass out like a free Chick-fil-A sandwich, that's good.
Somebody showed up to the house I was at with 50 corn dogs from Sonic. because they were 50-cent corn
yeah.
dogs. So
Oh, yeah,
while
you did
everything's
say
getting
that,
ready,
yeah.
here, have a corn dog. One of my buddies had 10.
Oh, God.
10
no
corn
way.
dogs.
The big Norwegian guy?
No, he
Oh.
only had 4.
How many did you have?
3. I
say,
dipped one in white chicken chili, and it was amazing.
Ooh, I bet 3 would be 3 easy.
I mean, 10 hot dogs. Sean Simpson, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, but you start thinking about that. You're like, 2 hot dogs doesn't sound like a lot, but it kind of is when when it's all said and done, right? I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, 10 wieners wrapped around in fried dough.
Yeah, I mean, God, that's just my stomach is getting sick thinking about that.
I mean, damn.
Because the hot dog that they use for a corn dog is never really a great hot dog.
You know it's a bar S.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
You know, I mean, $1.30 for a pack of 8.
Is that what the bar S is up to right
Couldn't
now?
tell
They're not
ya.
89 cents anymore. Like they were like again. I have a sticker shock price with food these days. But
I need to know where these people are trick or treating. Somebody says from the 816, someone gave out slice of Casey's Taco Pizza.
What?
Hello.
I had that on Saturday.
That's amazing.
I sat there. I told my wife. I said, "We're ordering Casey's Pizza." I placed the order. Pizza showed up. She goes, "You ordered pizza? Who ordered pizza?" I go, "I literally told you we were ordering pizza." She goes, "I was asleep when you said that." I said, "You said yes."
Well, you still told her.
Yeah, right. Exactly. She goes, "Oh, pizza." I'm like, "Yeah, it was showed up."
Oh, they
We
said
had
they
the
gave
jalapeno
out.
popper yesterday.
They said they gave out Chick-fil-A sauce packages.
Oh,
not
that's
sandwiches.
that's mean. Come
That
on.
you know what?
That's a
Honestly,
Richard move.
honestly, I like it because how many times have you DoorDashed and you don't get your sauces? And that's not on the DoorDasher or the Instacart person. How many times? And I've done it a ton of times.
My kids DoorDash from 7-Eleven the other day.
They get a freezie?
My mother said, my wife says, "What are you getting?" They go, "Snacks." She goes, "We have a whole thing of snacks here."
Can't they just go to the...
They could have walked across the street.
Yeah, I was going to say,
It's
I know
not
where you're at.
far.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not far.
Come on, guys.
But so we kind of took the car away, because we had another one of those incidents. You got to take the car away, right? Which makes life difficult for us. So to get back at us, we're going to show you they're going to DoorDash everything now. It's your money.
Exactly. Yeah, fine.
It's
Waste
your
it.
money.
I like the walking taco idea.
That's a great idea for Halloween. That really
That's
is.
really easy.
Easy, dude.
You could have people could just assemble it themselves.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
We got an idea
But then
for
you have
next
to
year.
worry about people doing something,
I mean, that's just life. Like
But at least with candy, it's wrapped.
We had a lady that was a pro mom, and she goes, "How long till the first kid falls?" 30 seconds. Kid fell. How long till somebody says they have to use the restroom? Her husband, man, they need some porta johns out here. I mean, it's just like a checklist of, of Halloween.
I mean, you've been through it once, you know exactly what's going to happen again.
Yeah. So now we, oh God, from the text line, when do we start playing for a better draft spot? So that's the show.
BBL. I need more on the potato and the ramen noodles.
Yeah, what the hell?
Somebody says a lot of russet potatoes in their neighborhood getting passed out.
Well, what are you supposed to do with them?
Give them to your parents. Say, make some soup, Mom.
Are you supposed to put pins in it and create a battery?
That'd be cool.
Like the potato battery you used
Well,
to
what was
make
the lady
back in
that
the
went
day?
to? Was it? Did she go to Chiefs games? She get the hot potato in her.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Had the hot potato that one time. Yeah, maybe that's what we're going to do. But she was eating that potato. She wasn't bringing that in to stay warm.
Yeah. No, Halloween, man. I miss it. Now it's not even Thanksgiving season. It's just straight Christmas. Go to any store.
I mean, we went to Menards yesterday.
Trees everywhere.
They even had
Say
Halloween
big money?
signs up, and they had Christmas stuff under there. Yes, I did. Yeah,
Save
hell yeah.
big money at Menards.
Who doesn't love that
Both my
jingle?
kids got ramen noodles at 2 different houses. Not sure what's going on with that. And it was the beef flavor, which is even worse because that's the worst of the flavors. Well, hey, it's not Halloween, but you can still be nice to people no matter what. Go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City. Stay kind. Keep your head up. It's not over. Sky's not falling. Stay groovy. Coming up next, it's Cody Gold and Drew from 10 to 2. Alex is pissed. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good morning, Kansas City. This